sample is
I say get some spaceship sounds.
We have the technology.
His parents stopped buying Hot Pockets and downgraded to corn dogs, literally because of me.
Alrighty. Well, welcome to the Stateside podcast. Today is a special episode. It's the hosts. We'll call it a hostful episode.
The hostess with the mostess.
Hostess with the mostest. We do not have a guest. Our privileged guest bailed on us today.
Boo.
Boo. You know who you are.
Cue sound effect.
Yeah. Do, 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 do. You need a bunch of those, Andrew.
Oh, God.
Yeah, we'll work on that. So today it'll just be me and Neil and your trusted producer, Andrew. How are things going? You good, Neil?
I'm good.
How was your week?
Productive. Got a lot done. I got some family in town. They just moved from Iowa, so they're crashing with me here. And they brought their 3-year-old pit bull who's in heat.
Yeah, I saw your dog's humping outside.
Oh, yeah. No, he's fixed. He can't do any damage, but he's loving it.
The little corgi was straight up humping the pit bull's face.
Yeah, well, he can't get up on her rear end, so he humps her face.
Yeah, it turned me on. Dude,
Wow.
that corgi is one of the cutest things I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah, except right now he's covered in dog shit.
Nah, it's still pretty cute.
Yeah.
He's very low to the ground.
Yeah, that's awesome.
His ineffectual movements crack me up. His little legs.
He's always so happy. He's so fluffy and he waddles.
What's his name?
Mosby.
That's such a good corgi name.
Oh, yeah.
Whose dog? Is that your dog?
It's Benaya's dog, one of our roommates.
How was your week, AC?
It was good, man. Just working a lot. Fucking tired.
Yep.
I'm pretty tired today, too. Had a long weekend, long week.
I know. Before the podcast, we were talking about it a little bit, but I just got back from Los Angeles.
I'm dying to hear what happened down there.
Well, it was fucking good, man. Like, it's, I don't know. You know, I love Portland. I love the Northwest, but there is a reason people move down there. There's a fucking reason people, you know, who want to be in the entertainment industry, music, film, whatever, podcasting. Like, there's a reason people are down there. And it is very apparent when you spend more than a few days. And especially if you go down there for work. Like, it's one thing to go down there and run around and have fun. But, like, if you actually set up meetings and, you know, you're doing work-related stuff, you see the benefit.
Well, you were saying you can get to, like, one from complete opposite ends of the city in, like, minutes or whatever.
Wait, it's that joke from that movie Clueless. Remember that old 90s movie, Andrew? Clueless?
Oh,
yeah. Yeah. Well, there's a joke. I didn't even ask you, Neil, because you don't watch movies. But there's a joke where the girl, like the valley girl, the like rich girl, the blonde girl, she's lying to her dad because she's at some house party. And he's like, I want you home in 20 minutes. And she's like, I can't because of this. Or she make up some reason. He's like, everywhere in LA takes 20 minutes. Everywhere in LA takes 20 minutes. And that is pretty much true. Like, you know, traffic excluding.
Well, yeah, that's what I would think. It would be impossible to get anywhere because of all the traffic, but it's not.
No, dude, it is way worse here. I mean, it's not even...
Really? Worse in Portland?
Way worse. Like, the feeling of it is worse here. I mean, yeah, traffic's fucking horrendous down there, but for one, there's 6-lane freeways, right?
Right.
And...
Well, they built for it.
They're built for it. It's a traffic culture, and it's a car culture. So people are good drivers and they're assertive and like,
yeah,
I don't know. It's just different here. The whole mentality of being, it's the nice Northwest mentality that we all love, but it can be kind of dangerous and quite irritating on the road.
Oh yeah. I hate driving anywhere downtown.
Right. It's the worst. And so anyway, I think that's part of it. Other than that, like the infrastructure that's built for traffic, people behave in a different way. And so driving down there is it's just different, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of traffic, but I maybe I just got lucky, but we didn't hit like horrific traffic.
Now, did you rent a car when you were down there?
Yeah, we rented a car the whole time.
Nice.
Which is really kind of the only way to do it. I couldn't imagine not having a car because we just, you know, we went wherever we wanted.
Whenever.
Yeah, exactly. So the first night we stayed just in a little hotel in El Segundo, which is basically right by the airport, just because we got in late. So we got a hotel there. Then Saturday we went on a little trip to Universal Studios.
Oh.
Yep, me and my lovely wife. We ran around there. Dude, that was so much fun.
Really?
Oh, dude.
I've been to the one in Florida. I haven't been to that one though.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's fucking rad, man. And it's set up with a lower lot and a upper lot. So it's like basically built on a mountain. It's wild. So like to get to the lower end, you have to take like 3 or 4 escalators all the way down.
Oh, wow.
And so on the lower lot, that's where like Jurassic Park, The Mummy, some other random shit was there. So we start off with Jurassic Park, which is fun as fuck.
So you're a big roller coaster guy, or
No, to be fair, I'm actually not anymore because I'm old and I get dizzy and I'm gonna barf everywhere. But I used to love it. I mean, Universal's not really roller coasters per se. It's like, how would you describe it, Andrew? It's like adventure rides.
I've never been to Universal.
Oh, I thought you went there. Oh, well, never mind. Kind of similar to Disneyland, like,
Like
it's
Six
more,
Flags.
Yeah, so Six Flags is
Yeah,
like,
that one's awesome.
That's roller coasters.
Yeah, oh god, yeah.
That's balls to the wind,
So much
fucking
fun. Balls to the
upside down, 3 million miles per hour. Like, yeah, that's different.
3 million, huh?
3 million miles per hour.
That seems awfully fast.
Yeah, so that's a little different, but no, most of the rides at Universal, it's just like the experience, like Jurassic Park. You know, you're rolling through essentially Jurassic Park, so there's fucking dinosaurs jump out of you, and it's, you know, it's like a family thing, but not too little kiddish, you know. And they do have some drops, and like you get soaking wet at the end.
Right. Well, in California, you can do that. Up here, you'd die.
Yeah, oh, exactly. No, you'd freeze to death. It was 95.
Yeah,
the day
as
we were
it's
there.
raining outside right now.
Yeah, you can, if you listen close, you might be able to hear it.
Well,
And then we went up to the Harry Potter thing, which is fucking incredible. Even if you've never seen one of those movies, I highly recommend doing that.
I've actually seen all the Harry Potter movies.
Have you?
Yep.
Oh,
I
okay.
have.
You'd like it, man. It's really
Yeah.
cool. It's like super encompassing, and dude, they didn't miss a beat. It's
awesome.
fucking crazy.
I think I remember when I was little that they had just announced they were building it, and like it was a huge. How long is it? I mean, it's been there for years now.
Andrew, can you pull up the Harry Potter theme park thing?
have to take
I
a
don't.
look.
Yeah, a couple years.
At least a couple
At
of years.
least.
It has to be.
And so we went on a few attractions there. The big one, I forget what they call it, but it's one where you like go to the castle, the Hogwarts.
Mm.
So after we waited for, I don't know, at least an hour in line,
Now, can you learn how to be a wizard though?
you can go to a shop where they hand pick a wand for you now.
That's awesome.
It is awesome. I didn't do that one.
Oh my god, dude, that looks insane.
Yeah, doesn't that look cool?
Whoa.
It's crazy. So that's the entrance.
Yeah, no stone unturned.
Yeah, and so you walk
Literally.
around that castle. So that's part. See, that's what I mean. It's not really a ride.
It's an experience.
It's experience. You do the tour through an existing castle,
Wow.
and as you go, they have all like the moving. You know, like in Harry Potter, where the pictures move and talk.
Yeah.
So that's going on the whole way, and
Jesus.
it's like a movie. You know, people are having dialogue with each other.
You're in the movie.
You're in the movie.
That's
exactly.
crazy.
And that's a really good way to put it. And then
Whoa. Look at
yeah,
that.
look at
The light show. Did you see that?
that. No, we were there during the day.
Oh, okay. That
But
looks
then
nuts.
eventually you do get to a part where it's like a moving conveyor belt. And you have to jump on it really quick. Like, there's no way that people haven't barfed or fallen on their ass in this portion of it.
Oh my god.
Because out of nowhere, it's like, quick, jump on, and then you sit in the seat. You know, you put the little buckle thing over your lap, and the ride part is like half virtual reality, where you're like looking at a screen, like going in and out of like a 3D environment, and then the other portion is like actual movements of the seat you're in. It's hard to explain, but it's like really intense.
That's crazy. I mean, is that its own separate park, or is that included? Because Universal, they have like an entry fee, right?
It was included in ours. It was about $100 each to get in, and we had access to the whole park.
And that's one day.
It's one day, very long, hot day,
We should just start an amusement park.
dude. And I would recommend to anyone that goes there, spend the extra money to get the fast pass.
I bet.
We really regretted not doing it because it limits your experience there by a lot.
I mean, instead of sitting in line for like 2 hours, you
Yep.
sit for like an hour.
Well, yeah, all the main rides were like 60 to 75 minute wait. That's
Jesus.
a long fucking time to just
Yeah.
be standing there,
In
especially
line.
down there in the heat.
Yeah, California heat and everything.
Yeah, I mean, they set up as much as they can. Like, they let you carry beers around. You just,
What?
yeah, grown-ass adults are just getting wasted.
Oh, my God. I have to go
So
now.
much fun, Neil. We'll go down there for sure.
I have to go. Speaking of which, how's Ryan Lewis doing?
Ryan is doing fantastic, man. We went and got Korean food on that night, so Saturday. And that was a great time. I texted him. I was like, your pick. Take us wherever you want to. Dinner on me. So he picked a really rad Korean place in Koreatown, in LA.
Excellent.
Dude, it was so good. Honestly, like one of the best meals I've ever had in my life. My mouth is just fucking watering right now. Like, it's so good. And like one of those meals where they just keep bringing food. Like,
really?
Tasty little morsels, one after another. And I basically had no idea what I was doing, so I just was like, Ryan, help, order for me.
Just let him pick.
Yeah, and he's like a pro. Like, he's all about it.
He's he's even up here. He knew all the restaurants, all the places.
He's a huge, big foodie.
Yeah.
So that was really good. We got to catch up. He couldn't hang out too much because he was really under the gun with a mix that he was awarded, and he had a deadline to meet. I think Tuesday was the deadline for that mix.
Yeah, you told me a little bit about it. It's exciting stuff.
They're really exciting.
Super exciting.
Yeah, we want to be a little careful what I talk about, but it's really cool. It's a really big deal. And we're just really proud of him. I mean, he knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, so then on Sunday, we had a little bit more fun with our friends, the Drapers. Do you know Michael Draper?
Yeah, I know. He came in to do guest vocals for Sustainers.
Yeah, there you go. That's right. So he was a singer in the band I used to play drums in, the Days and Nights. And he's an actor. So he moved down to LA. He's living out in the valley in Sherman Oaks, which is, again, like a 25-minute drive from downtown and all the studios down there.
Yeah, I've been to LA. I've toured through and then went down there to watch like a big soccer game one time when I was little. But I've never actually been able to like sit and spend time down there, unfortunately.
Right. Well, dude, we'll definitely have to go down. I mean, my plan is to go down there every quarter or so.
Yeah.
For now.
I mean, that's just smart business.
Yeah, man. I just got so much done in a couple days.
That's awesome. Anything you can talk about?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit. So obviously then Sunday we just hung out with them, ran around. Dude, we went on a hike through Griffith Park. Andrew, we were talking about this earlier.
Yeah.
The old LA Zoo.
Oh god, it's so cool.
So
Abandoned.
crazy.
Old LA Zoo? Is it like
It's
an
the
abandoned zoo?
Abandoned
Yeah.
zoo
Yeah, it's
from
what?
like the 50s, I think, something like that. Let's see if we can find some pictures, Drew. It's fucking
Abandoned zoo.
crazy.
Is it like spooky? Is there like ghosts?
Spooky,
Animal ghosts?
spooky as shit. And like, because it's Halloween time, they had a haunted hayride. Yeah, there it is.
Oh man. So you can like go through all the exhibits and stuff? Or
Yeah,
like-
you just walk up this trail and you just keep going up the mountain.
Dang.
Yeah, and it's like it starts occurring to you kind of how sad it probably was for the animals.
Yeah.
Kind of sucks.
That's probably why they closed it down.
Right.
You'd think, or a part of it.
Yeah, and it's like all
Because they have one of the best zoos in the country, don't they?
Yeah,
down
they
there?
do currently
Yeah.
now. I mean, it's rad. And the San Diego Zoo's. I have a picture of that cage, Andrew. If you go to my Instagram, there's a picture of me in that cage right there.
That's a tiny ass cage.
It's all like all of it's graffiti too, so it's actually really gorgeous, like urban, really cool graffiti. And there's just so much activity there. Like there was a haunted maze that they were setting up for.
Oh,
So
wow.
like Freddy the Krueger was running around.
Oh my
and
God.
Dude in the Jason mask, like just crazy, like ghouls and goblins. And they had like a Mexican mariachi type band filming a music video in one of the things. Then there was like an old, like middle-aged LA rocker band taking a picture in that building right there.
Oh wow.
That's cool.
Yeah, just shit going on. Plenty to do down there.
Now is it like New York in the sense that it's like a nocturnal city as well?
Both. I mean, it's
Yeah.
both. It's a daytime town because it's so nice, and then at night it comes alive. It's like two different crowds, I think.
That's
But
awesome. Oh yeah, back to
So anyway.
something you can talk about.
yeah, so we ran around Sunday, had a lot of fun, and then we went down to Venice and got a hotel in Venice Sunday night, and then Monday morning is kind of when I did most of my sort of business, the work reason I went down there. Met up with a really cool guy, Austin Mornay. I think that's how you pronounce his name. He plays in a band called Midnight Divide. Highly recommend checking out that band. Really cool band doing some cool shit. He is a blossoming producer himself.
Sweet.
He's a really talented guy, Neil. You'd really like him. Songwriter, arranger, producer, and he's getting his custom studio built, as it were.
Oh, is that the guy you were talking about?
Yep.
Okay.
Met up with him and checked out the studio that was under construction in West Hollywood. And
Cool spot.
dude, so cool, so fucking cool. You know, and it's hard to get real estate down there,
Oh yeah.
right?
And it's expensive as hell.
yeah.
I can imagine.
So there's going to be like a studio A, studio B, and then sort of a main kind of control room. And the cool thing too, Neil, is they're going to do a bunch of ADR, like
Excellent.
voice work, because it's
Excellent.
LA. Yeah, he's a really smart guy, man. He's trying to make it work, and you know, like I said, he plays in a band. He actually plays in another band too. It's like a synth pop band.
Sweet.
So we just kind of were talking about all that, and you know how we can stay involved with each other. And Ryan's going to be a studio partner with him.
And you
at
met
that
him.
studio.
You met him through Ryan.
Yeah, exactly. Well, no, actually, I met him. Just I found him.
Oh.
I found his band Midnight Divide. I thought Midnight Divide would be a good band for Ryan.
Oh, there you go. Yep.
And it is, and would be. And so that's how they started to talk, because I had introduced the two of them. They got coffee one day, hit it off. As Ryan always puts it, he's one of our kind. He always says it. He's like, he's one of us, James. He's one of us.
He's one of us.
Yeah, and they just hit it off. And originally it was like they were talking to see how they could work together in that capacity. Ryan produced Midnight Divide. And then as they started to talk more, Austin's like, well, you know, I'm actually kind of a producer too. How about we just like tag team this bitch? You know, and I want to start a studio. So long story short, they're going to share a studio together.
And that's what's so cool about LA is like
That's right.
you just like a random coffee date can turn
Just
into a
a random
life-changing
coffee date.
event, you know.
And it was perfect timing. Ryan was looking for a new place to go. His current thing kind of was falling apart, you know, and so this is going to be a really good opportunity, and it's going to be in such a rad location. It's a perfect spot.
Let me guess, it's 20 minutes from downtown.
20 minutes from downtown in Hollywood. I mean, I think it's pretty close to Sunset. Sunset, in between Sunset and Santa Monica Boulevard, I want to say. Yeah, so I met up with him, hung out, left him alone because he had plenty to do.
Right.
And then I ran up 7 minutes up the road to another coffee shop called the Food Lab. If you're all down there before, or if you find yourself down there, check out the Food Lab. Really good stuff. Met up with a woman named Anna Savage, and she works at Rock Nation as a artist manager. She represents some monster clients, man. Some we should talk about, some we shouldn't.
Yeah.
I will say that she used to manage Kanye West at one point.
You
Or
told
like
me about
work with
that.
him in some capacity.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was really cool to pick her brain. And she grew up down there. Technically, I think she was from Santa Monica, but she was nice as can be. And it was so relaxed. Like we talked about business, but not really. I mean, we were just chatting.
That's what everybody tells me from there. Is like it's very casual.
It's
all
so
business.
casual.
Up here, if you meet with somebody
It's like, what do you want?
for business, yeah, it's like a lot more strict and like
I had to leave my house. It's raining out.
yeah.
It sucked to get here. No, everyone's
Yeah.
just kind of happy, and
Well, that's what the whole reason they moved down there.
the whole reason they moved down
Like
there was
it's an
to
entire
hustle,
it's an
to
entire
work.
city of people that are itching to do business.
Here's the thing. Portland is, yes, it's a town of creative minds. We all know that. Artists, bands, producers, whatever. But all of that exists in LA as well. The only difference is the ambition portion.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
The
like
pressure.
if you
The-
don't have the ambition, you're gonna get swallowed alive. Up here, you can get away with.
You can get away
being
with it.
lazy.
It's
yeah.
it's the joke in the show Portlandia, where they talk about how Portland is it's the town where young people go to retire.
Yeah.
And it's just
It's also the
true,
town where
man.
it's cool to be the struggling artist.
It's cool, dude. You can just be a barista. You can
I'm broke all the
bartend.
time.
I mean, I
Whatever.
know people who have bartended at the Crystal Ballroom for 15 years, bro.
That's
20
insane.
years. And look, there's nothing inherently wrong with it.
Yeah.
That's make that clear. I'm not dogging it. There's some of my favorite people in the world.
But they probably don't want to be doing that for the rest of their lives.
Or they do, but I don't. That's the difference.
Gotcha.
Like, I don't. I'm pretty sure that everyone in this room doesn't. It's a different thing. It's a different mentality. And again, it's not right or wrong. It's just different. And you can feel it in the air when you're down there. People understand that difference. The creative part exists just like it does here. The passion exists just like it does here. The only difference is like we're going to get up early.
Yeah.
We're going to get shit
and we're
done.
going to stay up late.
And we're going to stay up late. We're going to put in the time. Yeah.
I've talked to
dig it, man.
Yeah, I've talked to a lot of people, whether they're musicians or trying to be actors or something. They've thought about moving down there, but then you hear the horror stories of people moving down there, and then they just get swallowed alive.
Right.
So like, what?
Absolutely.
What's if somebody were to? Because now you got me thinking about it.
Okay.
If someone were to move down to LA, like what? Like from your experience. Like what are some do's and don'ts? Like when would be a good time to move? Why would be a good time to move?
I mean, I try not to speak on things I don't know too much about. I obviously have never done it, so I don't really know. But
from your week down there, yeah, I'm sure you got a vibe and a feel.
What I would do personally is, me and Andrew were talking about this earlier. I would never move down to Los Angeles to just be a guy,
right? Just
to work at a grocery store or work at a coffee shop.
Yeah, I don't think anybody
just to go ahead.
I was just gonna say I don't think anybody. Anytime anybody moves to LA, it's for something to do with either music or art.
That's a good point.
They don't want to do
that, right? Yeah. And they just kind of have to get by,
right?
Well, I mean, so let's talk about it. I mean, that's the difference. Like some people are willing to do that, right? They're like, well, I'm gonna go down there. I'm just gonna be poor and hope for the best and make this work. I'm gonna follow my dreams. Like if you're an actor or someone that kind of has to be in LA, like what Draper's doing. He's taking a shot.
Well, it's what Ryan did too, right?
Ryan did, but Ryan had a plan.
Yeah, okay.
There's a bit of a difference. Ryan had a bunch of stuff lined up. He already had some connections. He didn't just go down there.
Oh, I thought he did for some reason.
Not really. No, I mean he had a lot of stuff lined up. One of the artists he works with a lot kind of helped him out. And
oh, that's right.
Yeah, and so, but if you ask him, he had that. But then just by being there, the snowball effect just took effect.
And he has such a strong, outgoing personality too.
And he's fast, man.
Yeah,
he's fast.
Like if
he's
you
a
ever
fast engineer.
If you ever meet the guy, he's somebody you just always want to be around.
That's right. Yeah. Well, Ryan is one of those people that looks you in the eye when he talks to you. Mm-hmm. He puts his phone down, or he even turns it off. Mm-hmm. I've seen him put it on airplane mode when we're talking. I mean, he's really considerate of people's time. I don't know, man. Like that goes really far down there.
Yeah.
So anyway, I mean, to kind of get back to like when people would and why they would. For me personally, and this is just me, I don't want to just go down there and hope for the best. I for now, like I might just go down there every quarter, meet with people as much as I can, because look, those couple days were super productive. I mean, maybe in a month from now, I'm like, fuck it, I'm moving down there. Yeah. We'll see, but yeah. So for me, that's my take on it. Like I would do as much as you can up front to line up some sort of connections or just a plan at least.
Well, like you said, just go down. If you know somebody down there, just go down there.
Yeah.
And just start meeting people. I mean, that would...
Well, I think that's the thing is like create your own scene down there.
Yep.
Start a podcast with like-minded people. If you're a producer, connect with other producers and studios.
Or if you're a guitar player, connect with a drummer.
Connect with a drummer. Exactly. Don't just wait for people to come to you. That's the worst thing you could possibly do.
Well, that's the best advice for any city.
Fuck yeah, it is, man.
For any aspect of life.
Yeah, and so I don't know. That's kind of my take on the LA thing. But yeah, and then I met up with another guy that Ryan does a lot of work with. He goes by the name of Yeti.
Okay.
Yety. He's a
Everybody
badass
has a nickname
guy.
down there.
No, dude, he's one of the nicest people I've ever met. Like, just super chill. He grew up in Santa Barbara. So, like...
See, and that's a common misconception that I always just assumed, and I'm wrong for assuming, but I thought everybody down there would be an asshole because it's so, cutthroat,
God,
but
dude,
it's the opposite.
The opposite. People are so friendly. It takes getting used to, man. People smile and, like... Yeah, I mean, again, it's a city, so not everyone's like that.
Well, no, but...
Well, at least the like-minded folks that, we kind of work with or whatever.
Right. Well, it's a city where like-minded people just tend to gravitate.
That's right.
Like what we were talking about earlier.
Yep.
Like if you're moving down there for music, you're ambitious to begin with.
Yeah.
So you're going to be meeting other ambitious people.
Yeah, that's right.
And then they're going to kick your ass, and it just...
Yep.
it's a climb. But yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, and so I went to another studio and, like I said, hung out with Yeti. Yeti, he's a beast. I mean, he's working with some really cool artists. Right now, he's working with an artist called Doja Cat. Andrew, if you can look that up, Dojacat.
I've heard this name.
She's fantastic. She's really about to just fucking blow up, from what I hear.
It's a cool name, too.
Yeah, really cool name. She's gorgeous. Her music kicks ass.
She does look attractive.
She works her ass off.
Look at that graphic design.
Oh, dude,
too.
they're doing a tour. So Yeti's going to act as like the touring DJ for her.
Nice.
And Andrew, can you try to find their tour?
Oh, there we go.
Who are they opening for?
Portland.
Click on, yeah. Oh, he just told me. Anyway, so they'll be in Portland in November. And by the way, Neil and Andrew, he said he'd be on the podcast too. I asked him to do that.
Ooh,
In fact, I asked everyone I met up to be on the podcast.
That's amazing. It needs to happen.
Yeah. And I insisted, is how I put it. And he'll be in town, so hopefully he can just do it here.
Yeah.
Dude, honestly, like, super inspiring guy, really nice. And his studio fucking kicks ass too. Also in Hollywood. Like, everything is just so centrally located.
I need to go. You're convincing me.
Dude,
I need to go.
Yeah, well, next time, try to come down with me at least for a couple days.
Yeah.
We'll run around. Yeah, so other than that, I mean, that was the LA trip. And then, me and my wife had some fun while we were down there. Used it as a little vacation. We stayed in Venice, like I said. Ran around there, the boardwalk. We had a hotel literally on the beach, off the boardwalk.
Wow.
In South Venice, so it was a little bit away from the crazy boardwalk part. And we ran around Abbot Kinney, which is like a legendary boulevard.
Mm-hmm.
That podcast I listened to a lot, The Fighter and the Kid. That's like kind of where they started, from what I understand.
Gotcha.
They always refer to themselves as the Abbot Kinney Fight Club. I don't really know why, but yeah, so it's kind of cool running around there, man. And again, you feel the electricity down there. It's wild, man. Like we were talking about before the podcast, you're just all these, like, oh fuck, that's where that movie was filmed.
Right,
oh, that's where that band played.
It's a lot of history.
Yeah,
so
like
much
think
history.
of all the bands that we like that are from there, and
all of them.
Pretty much all of them. But I mean, and also it's not like, what am I trying to say? Like, yeah, Red Hot Chili Peppers, right? That makes sense that they're an LA band. They don't wear fucking shirts ever. But then there's bands that are like, that's kind of weird, but when you really think about it, it makes sense. Like System of a Down.
Yep.
That is very
again,
LA.
it's a
Rage
town.
Against the Machine.
Rage Against the Machine.
It's a town for
Product of
ambitious.
California. Yeah, same with Tool.
Tool. Yeah.
A town for ambitious people. Doesn't
Town.
matter what your creed is.
And it's it's a working
Speaking of which, I
town,
think
man.
Creed's from there too, right?
Oh God. God damn it.
Scott
Snoop Dogg,
Snap.
Dr. Dre, all of that. Kendrick Lamar,
Sublime.
Sublime.
Now, are they all originally from there, or did they relocate there?
A little of both, I
'Cause
think.
There's a lot of bands that have relocated there, and then they say they're from there.
Yeah, I think like Tool, I think some of them are from there, but most of them relocated. System of a Down, they're all like immigrants, aren't they? Like dude from Iraq, dude
Yes,
from
I think so.
Beirut.
Remember that MySpace
Armenian
trend
dudes.
where everybody was saying they were from LA even though they weren't? Remember that?
No.
That was a thing for a while. Remember how like you had to, like, it's like people were trading for top 8 positions.
Oh, okay.
But so like there was this fad for a few months
Fucking
where just like
MySpace.
all of a sudden every band on MySpace is from Los Angeles.
Right.
It was ridiculous.
Dude, MySpace. What a disaster. Well, so yeah, that was my trip. It was a lot of fun.
Sounds exciting. You'll
Yeah,
have
man.
to tell me more after we get done here.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll do some off-air stories.
Yeah.
It was a good time. Tons of good food. Oh my God. So much good food.
Is there anything bad about LA
Yeah,
that you experienced?
of course. For me, the weather. I'm
yeah.
probably the one person that would say that. Most people love that part of it. I love sunny weather. Who doesn't like sunny weather? But I don't like hot weather. And especially not in October, and November, December.
Yeah, you were saying before the podcast that you like seasons.
I need seasons, man, and I need seasons to match up with the holidays. Like Christmas decorations and 90 degrees just doesn't really match up for me.
You'd
I
be
don't know.
thrown for a loop if you moved to Australia.
Yeah, right.
Middle of
'cause it's
summer during
opposite.
Christmas.
I know. Yeah, me and my wife went to South America in January,
Oh, okay.
and it was like that. You know, it was hot as fuck. It was their summer, and I remember talking to some kid, and somehow we were talking about the holidays, Christmas, and I was like, "So it's different down here. It's hot." He's like, "Oh yeah, man. Like for us, that's like surf vacation. We all go to the beach and
For Christmas?
yeah, for Christmas. Like
God.
July is like the cold month. They all go skiing in August."
When I was in Australia, I was only 10 years old, but our tour guide, we were like conversing about that, and he said that a lot of people in Australia will celebrate Christmas twice. They'll do it once during their winter as well. It's like a smaller one,
Huh.
but that just because that all the American marketing or whatever, like it's still kind of marketed the same down there as wintry and snowy and like
weird.
yeah, and so a lot of people will celebrate Christmas a second time during their winter.
What a trip.
At least that's what I was told.
Right.
If somebody's listening from Australia, feel free to smack me in the face.
Yeah.
But
I'm kidding. We're going to get letters.
yeah, angry letters.
Letters? Who the fuck sends letters? What are you talking about? When was the last time you guys sent a letter?
Just bills, man.
Right?
I don't even do that. I do that all online.
Even most of that these days
Yeah.
online. Oh, it's so weird.
I think the last time I wrote a letter was to Santa Claus.
Well, I remember sending postcards when I went to Europe. When me and my buddies backpacked through Europe.
Oh my
when we were
God,
18.
postcards were a
Early
thing.
2000s, man.
Yeah, dude, I sent so many postcards.
Jesus.
Oh yeah, dude, like love letters to some girls, obsessed with. You know who you are if you're listening. Well, let's use this time to talk about who we are a little bit.
Yeah. James, you go first.
Well, yeah. So this is obviously called the Stateside Podcast for a reason. Stateside is a company I own and operate. We're a management company where we represent music producers, songwriters. But yeah, at the moment, I actively represent 6 guys, one of which I have just brought on, haven't even announced to the world yet.
Can we talk about it?
We can talk about it. His
Ooh.
name's Josh Bowman from Toronto.
Cue sound effect, whatever.
Pew, 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 pew. Bop, bop, bop. Yeah, he's a really cool guy, man. You really like him.
Awesome. I saw he added me on Instagram.
Dude, he's a grinder.
Yeah.
I mean, he works constantly, Neil.
He's got an awesome looking studio too.
Yes, he does. He's got a good Instagram following too, Neil.
I have more followers.
And no, you don't.
I do.
He has 10,000 followers.
When I looked, he only had 3.
You may be looking at someone else. Look up
Maybe-
Josh Bowman, please.
Yeah, maybe it's a different
Andrew.
Josh that added me then.
Bowman. Yeah, so Josh Bowman's the newest guy. Travis Ball would be the second newest. He's from Nashville. Travis is currently touring.
Oh, that is definitely a different guy.
Yeah, that's a different guy.
So somebody else named Josh Bowman added me on Instagram.
So he has 11.4 thousand followers.
But he also has a cool looking studio too.
Yeah, look at that, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's a beast. He's killing it.
very cool. And where's he from again?
Toronto.
Oh, okay.
Well, he's actually originally from Vancouver. He's Canadian all through and through.
Stateside is now an international.
Yeah, and it's cool, man. Like just
Rad.
the few weeks of working with him, shit, man. We've talked to bands from Australia, Malaysia. Well, actually, Malaysia was through Travis. But yeah, anyway, even just the Canadian thing, like there's a Canadian tax that I have to account for. Didn't know that. Now I
Oh.
do.
Interesting.
They call it HST. It's like a 13% tax.
Is it like a sales tax or an income tax
I'm
or
not
like,
really sure.
or is it a tax on the arts only?
I don't know.
Huh.
We only do that when it's Canada, Canadian to Canadian sales
Oh, so yeah, okay.
transactions. Yeah. So if it's someone from the States, then we don't do it.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of a neat idea though, because that way, I'm assuming, and I could be wrong, but it's to account for taxes because as a sole proprietor, I have to put money aside because taxes don't get taken out, and a lot
Yeah,
of
I don't know.
companies run into problems, because they forget to save or whatever.
Yeah, I need to ask him. We've just been kind of going pretty fast, so I'm not really sure.
Interesting idea.
Yeah, I'm going to hop on the phone with him on Friday. We'll do like a little FaceTime, Skype kind of thing.
Sweet.
Yeah. And then, like I said, Travis Ball is the newest guy. Represent Ryan Lewis, who we've talked about. Ryan Lewis is down in LA. He's just absolutely killing it. A lot of genres. I mean, hip hop, fucking bluegrass. Like, he plays every instrument too, so he's super talented. And
he plays them well.
He plays them well.
Yeah.
Dude, you know he plays drums too?
Yep. Oh yeah. He's got a beautiful Ludwig kit that
Steel
I've been
guitar,
drooled over.
guitar. Obviously, he was a band called Crosstide playing guitar.
Yeah, he's played the lap steel.
Yep.
Or, yeah, he's
toured
played
with the Priory for a while.
Yeah.
Remember that band?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, he's played lap steel on a couple of records that I've produced for us. So.
And then down in LA, he's been like the trusted engineer hire. So he's worked with Drum, Doja Cat, that artist we were just talking about, Brad Mackison, like just a bunch of people down there that know he's fast and friendly and efficient and shows up. He recently has been working with Fat Mike of NoFX. Dude, that thing's crazy.
Just being a cool person just takes you so far.
Right?
And people overlook that.
Being reliable and cool.
Yep.
It's a business, right?
Yeah.
It's a fucking business.
And you don't want to deal with people you don't like.
No, it's like we talked about the last podcast with Alan from Rise.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the whole, like, if you want this to be your job, act accordingly.
Yep.
Treat it like your job.
Exactly.
Like your job. Remember jobs where you have to clock in and be there on time,
Yep.
and you have people that like check in on you, and
A lot of people forget about that because
like,
a lot of people starting out, they work a day job.
right.
And then so they kind of do their AKA second job at their leisure.
That's right.
But if you want to make it into something rad, you have to.
Don't do it at your leisure.
Yeah, you have to treat it like a second
You
job.
do it when you don't want to.
Yep.
You do it all times.
Yep. And it helps because you're probably passionate about it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't necessarily feel like work, but it can.
Yep.
But you still have to treat it like work.
Moving down the roster, and then Mike Somm. Mike was actually my first guy, and I owe a lot to him for trusting me at a time where he shouldn't have. He had no reason to. I had no background other than just being a guy that grew up playing drums in bands and being around music my whole life. I didn't have any management experience, not really, right?
Yeah.
And Mike was like, "Fuck yeah, let's do it."
Yep.
So I'll be in debt to him for my life.
SAHM, I think.
Or just type in Dream Awake Audio.
That's right.
That might
That's
be a
his
better way
handle.
to find him. Dream Awake Audio is his studio title name. He works out of Interlace Audio North, the building right across the hall from Stephen Hawks, who was also on our first podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's the one.
Yeah, because correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't he like start? Because he's from Las Vegas.
Yep,
and
he's a Vegas kid.
he moved up here to start working with Stefan as like an intern.
And Crummett.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think technically he was Crummett's intern, and then through proximity he was just kind of working with Stefan too.
Because they were in the same building just across the hall from each other.
Yeah, and they just hit it off. I mean, they're like best buds.
Yeah.
You know, and
They're like the same person.
Mike,
almost.
yeah, he's mini Stefan. And so yeah, Mike has really made a name for himself doing a lot of metal. Like when I say metal, actual metal. I think people don't know what that means anymore. He worked with Stefan on the Chelsea Grin record. You know, he's a fucking animal. He's one of the faster engineers I've met too. So again, you know, being fast, reliable, kind. Mike is also a sweetheart.
Yep.
Right? And he's like one of the nicest people I've ever met. You know, I think bands really like working with him for that reason.
Well, yeah. No, he's a super rad dude, super knowledgeable
Especially in that
too.
genre. Like, there's some tough motherfuckers within that genre. It's like, you know, loyalty, blue collar work ethic.
Yep.
How many miles have you put under your band touring? Like, that's a hard genre to work in.
And he's what I call a tone quester.
Yeah, man.
He's always trying to search. Can this get better? Can this get better? He's not one to get.
Yeah.
You know, like find something that works and just roll with it. He's always like next time he may start there, but he's always trying to improve upon it, which I think a lot of bands really like as well.
And he's a good communicator. I mean, Mike, I think he's really good at, especially working with bands.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he can do other genres too. I mean, he's worked with a bunch of bands like a Marionette.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
You know, and he plays in a band called Impulse, which I'm oddly enough wearing their T-shirt right now.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
I like it.
There's a reason for that. Remember the earlier when we said someone canceled on us?
Oh, who was that again?
Hint.
Oh,
We love you, Mike. If you're
Yep.
listening. Moving on, Adam Pike is another guy I represent. Adam is a local boy. He is a beast. He's a rock and roll Portland rock and roll denim jacket wearing dude. I've known Adam for a long time, like the Days and Nights era. He's played in a bunch of local bands. He also tours doing front of house with Red Fang, which is just fucking awesome. Red Fang signed to Relapse. You know, they've done tours with Mastodon, fucking Slayer in South America over the summer. They did a run with Foo Fighters in Europe.
and Adam went on all those, right?
Adam went on all those, brother.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Adam knows actual rock stars.
That's
Like,
awesome.
He's one of the few people I know that's like just casual name drop. And you're just like, what the fuck, Adam?
But
God
again,
damn it.
it's all about just being a rad dude.
When he goes to LA, like, he knows Danny Carey from Tool.
Oh, that's
Just knows him.
That's cool.
No big deal. He's been in his Lamborghini.
yeah. I was gonna say,
Not a
wasn't
big
there a
deal.
story about a car?
No big deal. And that's Adam. Like, he's one of the nicest, sweetest Portland dudes you've ever met, and this casual, like, it's no big deal attitude. And you're
Well, how
like,
did-
it is Adam. God damn it.
Well, how did he meet the
Motherfucker.
guys in Red Fang? First of all, is Red Fang from here?
Yeah, they're very much from here.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they're like from here.
Gotcha.
They're all bartenders at Burbati's Pan. Nate, who was a guitar player in the Days and Nights, the band that I played in, Nate used to be roommates with the drummer at Red Fang.
Gotcha.
And they both worked at Burbati's Pan. Or not, Shanghai Tunnel. Sorry, not
Oh,
Burbati's Pan.
okay.
Shanghai Tunnel. And so, like, I remember those dudes from back in the day. Like, they were just Portland bartender guys that played in this rad band. And they just stuck to it, and then it just snowballed. I mean...
Yeah, they're doing big shit now.
Yeah, they worked with producer guy, LA, did like Korn.
There's a lot of them. A lot of producers.
No, he worked with Korn and like, what's that fucking guy's name? Andrew, help me here. Look up last Red Fang record producer. Jesus, my brain is not working right now. Chris, nope. Yeah, that one. Only Ghost. Wait, stop right there. Ross Robinson. God damn it.
Oh, yeah, that's a big name.
Yeah, huge name. So there you go. So that's why it was important that I got that.
Awesome.
Yeah. So anyway, Adam, he works a lot, man, too. If you look at his discography, it's really, really big.
Mm-hmm.
He's been working for years.
Putting in the hustle.
Put in the hustle, man, and he does everything. He's mixer, master, engineer. He's got a great studio set up in Portland. Major dude for sure. And then there's a little guy named Neil Engel.
Who's he?
That's the guy sitting next to me. Another
Nice.
guy on the microphone.
Hello.
Yeah. To do a little 2-second bio on yourself, Neil.
2-second bio.
2 seconds. Ready? 1, 2.
Oh God.
Done.
Dad.
No, where are you from originally?
I'm from Portland, born and raised, and then
You.
when I was 17, I caught the band bug, as I call it. I forget the name of it, but it was one of the Sum 41 DVDs. I watched it with some friends, and it made me want to be in a band, and so I started going down that kind of route. And then I joined a band, like some sort of metal band, and none of us knew how to make a record. So we're like, well, how do you do that? And so we started
Right.
researching it, and then I saw like studio pictures and all the knobs and the buttons and the pretty lights, and I was like, that's what I want to do.
And what age would this be?
I was 16 or 17. And
I didn't know you wanted to do it that long.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, that's when I started. And then, so I worked a couple jobs, one of which was cleaning porta potties. The other one was selling shoes for Puma, and saved up everything that I could and bought my first kind of interface. I got a laptop for Christmas, started dabbling, recorded my first band for 2 Red Bulls and a bag of chips.
There you go.
Yep. And then, in fact, I actually had to beg them to record because, they lived a long way away, and I was just like, I need to record something. I'm excited.
Fuck, man.
And so,
I mean, that's Stefan's experience, too.
yep.
Stefan and Chris.
And then I ultimately took a intro to recording class. And again, this was when I was like 17 at Clackamas Community College, it's a local community college, and met Brian Rose, who's awesome teachers, worked on a lot of things, been a studio guy for a long time. But anyway, he introduced me to a college called Full Sail. I'm like, what the hell is that? And so looked into it, ended up convincing my parents to let me go. Went to Full Sail University, graduated.
Who else went to Full Sail out of the people we know? Mike didn't do that, right?
No, he went to our rival school, the conservatory.
That's right. I knew he did a school.
Yeah, in Arizona. It's our rival school. But anyway, so yeah, did that and then came back, decided to come back to Portland and intern with Chris Crummett, and then also met Stephen Hawks through that. Worked with them for a few years, and eventually my home studio, which was at my parents' house still, ended up getting enough business to where I was able to do that full time.
What was that one called again?
The Goat Shed.
The Goat Shed. That's right.
It's a joke. It's a long joke. That's a whole different conversation. But anyway, after I did that, so yeah, I interned with Chris and Stefan. Studio started getting busy enough, and through Chris and Stefan, so Alice, a band called Alisana came and recorded with Chris.
Woo, 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 woo. I was giving the woo woo.
Oh, I thought it was like a whoa, 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 hold on. Sound effect. Met the guys in Alisana, hit it off really well. They came back for a second record to do with Chris, and they actually hired me on as an engineer that time instead of an intern.
Right.
So that was my first actual paycheck from recording.
Fuck yeah, man.
And it came from Epitaph.
That's awesome.
Yep. So that was pretty rad. And then, like I said, I hit it off with the Alisana guys really well. And then Sean came to me, the vocalist, and presented to me the idea of opening up a studio with him in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Okay.
And to help him get sort of his new label off the ground, Revival Recordings. So I moved out there for a few years, did all that, ended up deciding to come back to Portland because I missed it. And there was an opportunity to actually work with Chris Crummett as a paid engineer this time. And so moved back here and loved Chris to death. It was a great opportunity. Loved every second of it. Kicks my butt.
Bands, huge bands.
Yep, a lot of bands. Look them up if you haven't heard of them. So I was lucky enough to do that, and then recently, as of January of this year, decided to open up my own studio again. And
man.
Fucking truck away.
We're proud of you, man.
So
you're killing it.
There's
a lot of good stuff coming up.
Yep. Oh
Fuck
yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, working. There's
Not My Weekend.
Yep, not a band from Wyoming called Not My Weekend. Well, that's what I'm doing right now. So I enjoy, I call it developing.
Yeah,
bands,
you always
I
say
guess.
develop.
Yeah, I mean I love.
That's your shtick, man.
Yeah, well, it's because I remember being a kid with a dream and I had no idea what to do.
Yeah.
And I've done a lot of things and made a lot of mistakes, and I just kind of enjoy sharing that knowledge with people, and helping with songwriting,
podcast, right?
Yeah, helping
just documenting the journey.
Yeah, exactly.
Sharing your experiences.
Yeah, and I love to work with people that are just as ambitious and hungry.
Yeah.
Like we've talked about, and so that would if they maybe want to become a better songwriter, maybe I can help with that. If they want to start touring for a living, basically just like kids, in bands who are trying to get their start, trying to get their foot in the door. That's kind of what I like to do. And I mean,
yeah, that's cool, man. Yeah, I'm so excited for you. And this podcast has been really fun. I mean, this is technically doing the third episode.
Third, I think.
Andrew says 3.
3.
I'm gonna trust him.
I trust Andrew.
Yeah, and it's funny. It already feels like we've been doing a little bit longer, and I'm just so stoked.
Yeah. So that's a little brief history on me.
Yeah. I think the listeners should hear a brief history on me, and then we want to hear about AC and where he comes from. We come from the same town, so some of that will be overlapping.
Hillsboro.
H-boro. I like weed, sex, money, cars, and studios.
Tennis born.
Is that a Hillsboro thing? I didn't know Hillsboro was so.
Dude, you don't
urban.
know about H-boro.
Hoop to hoop.
What you know about H-boro? What you know about Shoot Park?
Jesus.
TV Highway?
185 and 26.
185 and 26?
What is happening right now?
97124?
I grew up in the country. This is.
Oh, Hillsboro's not that cool, man.
It's really not that cool.
Oh, you got me stoked.
It was cool as a young lad.
Fucking Sunset Esplanade.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the epitome of the suburbs. Like, copy paste in the other suburb. we did it.
Yeah, strip malls.
But it was pretty unique. Like all the bands, our childhood was
Our neighborhood
outrageous.
was ridiculous, man. Just
Is
stacked
Hillsboro a
up.
big city? Is it actually big?
When I moved there, it was like 45,000. So no, and now it's like well over
Oh, yeah,
100,000.
Intel
I'd
just
say.
blew it up.
Intel
Of
and
course, just grown.
Tektronix and all the semiconductor plants and all that shit out there.
Warped Tour was out there for a while.
Warp Tour's out there at the Hillsboro Airport.
Oh yeah, they have an airport.
They do. I mean, like Nike
Yeah,
has
the
some
fairgrounds
stuff out
and
there.
Mhm.
Actually, that's where like Phil Knight, his private plane, is there.
Oh.
So it's a funny little town. It's like there's actual commerce, but then it's kind of sleepy and farm towny at the same time. Then there's like kind of like an SA, like strong fucking Mexican culture out
deep
there.
Hillsboro, yeah.
Deep, like some of the best food you've ever had in your life.
Oh, cheap too.
I mean, there's miles and miles out there, like city blocks that are 100% Spanish speaking.
Yeah.
No English anywhere. All the signs are in Spanish. It's fucking rad. And so that's where me and Andrew are from for sure. Yeah, so a little bit about me if y'all don't know. If you're a listener and you know me, I apologize for this redundancy. You can fast forward. I grew up playing drums pretty much my whole life. I mean, I've been playing drums since I was I got my first drum set when I was like 10 or 11, something like that. Played in a bunch of local bands. I mean, many bands. I played in a ton of bands with Stefan. We played in a band called Tabana. We did some touring in our young time. When Stefan was on the podcast, we kind of covered some of that. And then, kept doing that all through my 20s. Touring, making records, hoping for the best, trying, hustling, like the dream. Trying to make it big in a band.
Were these all self-booked tours?
Self-booked, we never got signed. Nothing ever happened as far as that. Then I played in a band called The Days to Nights, which I would say is probably the best band I was in. I was the most involved in that band, both with writing and kind of co-managing the band, as it were. And we did have a band manager at that time. His name was Tim, guy from Santa Barbara. And he helped us out immensely. We got placed in a lot of like licensing deals, music placements for video games and like reality shows on MTV. Got on a movie soundtrack called The Wrestler with Mickey Rourke. It's a Darren Aronofsky movie. Just it was a rad time, and we're the biggest band that no one's ever heard of. And we had some good shows, some tours and runs. That's not it. That Days and Nights EP, Andrew. Just so you know. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. So did that, and then, as I kind of took a break from playing music altogether and wanted to pursue other things. So I did. I pursued other things. I went in different directions and did some, quote, growing up to do. And
You said you were a firefighter at one point,
I did
right?
firefighting for 3 years. I got my medic license. I did EMT school. Like, I really switched gears, right? And I just kind of, I lost the faith in music. And it wasn't like I lost faith. I did it for so long. I just got so overwhelmed with it, and I needed to try something different. And so then a couple, through those handful of years, I knew I wanted to be involved with music again. And I wanted to kind of combine some of my natural skill set of project management and leadership and all those sort of skills that I had historically. And at first I was like, well, maybe I should start a label or an all-encompassing management company. We represent bands and everyone. And I even involved a couple friends. I confided in Chris Crummett a lot. Like, me and him met up all the time and had coffee, and I'd run ideas by him. And, it was basically like, nope, don't do that.
Yeah.
That's a dumb idea. Please don't do that, Jake. And he was such a huge asset for me and always is. I mean, he's been such a rad guy to me, and I can't thank him enough that he really helped kind of steer the ship, and we just kind of narrowed it down and refined until we got that diamond of an idea.
So why did you opt to do producers instead of bands? Because you come from the band world.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, here's how I feel about managing bands. I'm into it. If the right band came and I believed in what they were doing, I liked them. Obviously, I have to like the music. at least on some level. At least I have to believe in the music, right? I'm open to it, and if you're out there, hit me up. Like, let's talk. I'm not closed to it. Ethically, I can't take money from a struggling band yet.
Gotcha.
And I don't have time to do it for free, so I don't want to just do it for free and volunteer my time. You know, time is everything for me. Now. That's all I have. It's the thing that matters the most. So I don't know, man. Like, you know, we just kind of, or I progressively just realized that working with producers made the most sense. You know, logistically, I grew up in it. Yeah, I'm not a producer, but I grew up in the studio. I literally grew up tracking drums most of my life. And some of my best friends are producers. I'm like, most of them.
Yeah, well, I mean, the big thing too is like you were like you said, the first like 20 years of your life was band.
Yep.
And so you understand what it's like to be in a band.
Yeah, and I think that's just right. I think the fact that I'm not a producer, that I come from being in a band setting, that I'm a band guy. So when I talk to bands, I know where they're coming from. I know this. I get it. There's literally nothing you could tell me that would surprise me or that I couldn't be empathetic of. Like, we're paying for this record ourselves. That deposit's going to be hard for us to come up with. These dates are going to be rough. I got it. Been there, done that. Done it. And I probably did it before you. And so it's like, I hope I come across that way when I talk to them, and I think I do. And so I think that's been a really huge asset for me, is that I do come from that world. You know, because I've met some managers who represent producers or even band managers, A&R guys from labels, and they've been doing that since they were 18. That was their way.
It's the other side of the glass.
It's the other way. Yeah, they've always been that guy. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's, you know, sometimes I wish I started this a lot earlier. But I think everyone has a journey, and mine had to happen that way. I had to go through all of that time playing in bands and finding my path. And so now I think I've finally found my happy corner.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's one of your, you know, it's obviously something that it's a strength, because you come from that, you know, that era, or not era, but you know, you were in a band.
I was in a band.
I need more coffee.
Yeah, and like, so I don't know, man. It's been really cool. And so anyway, that's what I'm doing. We're a management company representing producers, and so we're acting as sort of a bridge in between the artist and the producer that we represent. So we'll take all the administrative stuff off the plate, help negotiate rates, organize the calendar, and, you know, a bit of promotion too. That's the added benefit of working with producers that have representation. You know, we'll promote the project on social media, let people know that you're working with Neil or Adam, whoever it is. And, you know, we're in this together. And so that's the whole idea, is to build a family, build a scene. Remember scenes?
Yeah, well, that's exactly why I like working with you, is because it's not just like a business thing. Where it's like, look, let's, you know, handshake and exchange money. It's like we're actually, it's like it's a family. Like you're part. You become part of the family.
Like all these people I met, like Yeti and Anna and Austin, all the people I hung out with down there, and then all the people we know up here, they are family. We do this together. We're in it together. My chain reaction affects their project and vice versa, and we're all organically just doing this thing.
If everybody wins, everybody wins.
That's right, man. It really is sort of a communist thing, and so anyway, man.
Well, it's a team. It's a family of people that are ambitious, work hard. You know, that's
fuck yeah.
Yeah, you know, that's, you know, everybody. There's a couple that I still have yet to meet on Stateside, but like so far, like the conversations that I've had with everybody, even the new guys, are like, it's just, you know, it's one big family. I mean,
and everyone's just... and that's what I love the most about it. I mean, there's
like
two
Ryan
things.
helps me out all the time. Exactly. I help Ryan out all the time.
He sends you a mix, like, what do you think of that? Like the mix he sent you.
Yep.
Like that matters.
Yeah.
And it means the world to him to know that he's got that circle of trust.
Yeah, and I mean, anytime I like do a mix, I'll send it off to either Mike or Ryan, and they'll check it out. So and it's like, because like, you know, they're gonna maybe catch something that I didn't catch, or vice versa. And so I mean, yeah, it's just yeah, that, and I love that part. And then I also love looking back. You know, if you go to the website,
go to statesidemgmt.com, and you scroll through everyone's individual pages, and you look at everyone's discography, you'll start seeing that family and the family of bands that we've all collectively worked together with. It's so far-reaching. I keep meaning to do like a total tally of the amount of bands we've all collectively worked with.
I can't even imagine how many would that be.
Yeah, and you know, it's just going to get crazier and crazier as time goes. It's really cool, man.
And and there's only so much room on the website that I'm sure all of us have so many projects.
Oh yeah, I don't even include everything on there.
Yeah, no.
I mean,
I was going through a hard drive the other day and I was like, holy shit, this is like 5 years worth of stuff I forgot about.
Yep, exactly.
You know, that all ruled. It was all really rad. And I was like, oh, this is one where Ryan played lap steel on. Oh, this is one that Mike helped me out with drums. This is one. Yeah, so it's like even before Stateside was a thing, we were all still helping each other.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and that's just the thing is everyone, you know, that's the idea is like we want, you know, we have this conversation here all the time, like what makes you different today in 2017 as a producer, that, you know, what makes you different than the guy that has a Pro Tools rig and has some microphones and can sort of kind of produce. It's like, well, not only the talent and the fact that you're a skilled tradesman, but also like being part of something bigger than yourself is one way that you can show to your client, to the artist, that, you know, it's like, well, we're part of this family. We're doing this together. And so this is another thing that we can offer.
Well, it's like you're talking about. Yeah, it's like what you were talking about earlier with LA. It's just like it's a community of people that are ambitious and just eager to help and be rad. And like that's
right. Like we're creating LA as a thing.
Kind of. Yeah. But I mean, it's the same idea. It's like,
right.
You know, just because, I mean, like, and we're doing it with somebody in Canada. We're doing somebody, or, you know,
Nashville,
you know,
LA, Portland.
Yeah. And so it's basically just like I guess you could say like a digital LA. I
know what you mean by that. Totally. Exactly.
Yeah,
that's a kind of a good way to put it.
That's that's why I like working with you though, is because like I've talked to a lot of people and there isn't really that emphasis on like family for some reason.
Well,
it's very competitive.
Knows I'm a family guy.
Yeah,
I mean, fuck, my family crest is part of the logo.
Yeah,
like it matters to me.
Yeah. Speaking of family, Mosby is barking.
Yeah, Mosby, the little corgi.
I can smell the shit from here. Anyway.
God damn it.
But no, yeah, that's something like, you know, I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to try to like figure out how to do that, and I never really knew how to create that sort of family.
I know.
You meet good people, you meet bad people,
Me
and
too.
like, and so that's you know, when Mike first told me about you, and then we just like hit it off, and it's like this is exactly what I've been trying to do.
That's awesome,
without
man.
moving to LA.
Right. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and you know, we're gonna continue to grow, and again, that's why this podcast exists. We want to tell you about Stateside.
And it's not just the producers; it's the bands too.
It's the band. We want you to know about these fucking bands we're working with.
Yeah,
like everyone should know about these bands.
Because, like I was saying earlier, that's I try to like create that family with the bands that I work with.
Right.
You know, and trying to like, you know, basically we take care of each other. Right. You know, and I mean, Stateside does that for both producers and bands. I feel
absolutely.
Like. And it's because you have that point of view coming from a band.
Yeah, and so
I think it has a lot to do with it. Anyway.
Yeah, and so if you know, I encourage you guys to subscribe on iTunes and follow us. You know, because we want to put out a podcast once a week. As of now, we record on Wednesdays. I think the idea is to drop it probably Thursday. Is that what we're thinking, Andrew?
Yeah, it's ready to go, man.
Yeah, if it's ready, we'll do it on Thursdays. So we'll do it once a week, and follow us along the journey. You know, this podcast isn't to talk about things we don't know. We're not here to say we've made it.
No.
You should listen to us. We're here to just tell you that we're struggling with you.
Yeah.
And like, this is a process, man. We're all in this together. I've never been more excited about something.
It's basically just an audio journal.
It's an audio journal. That's right, man. It's a snapshot of what the fuck we're doing.
Yeah, I mean,
I hope that comes across, and there's going to be a ton of fart jokes and just general entertainment-based stuff on here. But we'll try to update you as much as we can. And
at least hopefully it's entertaining.
Hopefully. You know? I know. If you're a podcast person, I don't see you not liking this. I mean,
hopefully not.
It's the same.
Yeah.
Well, we're about an hour into this. Let's do some other stuff. Well, actually, no, hold on. Let's do a quick Andrew carry-on.
Oh, yeah.
Quick, you're from Hillsborough with me.
Yeah. Yeah, so I grew up playing sports and, like, you know, baseball and all that crap.
Yep.
And, '94, I saw that Nirvana video for
Goddamn, Nirvana did everything for everyone.
changed me, man. It's like
At least in
fucking
Hillsborough.
loud music.
Have you ever heard Andrew play drums?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
he's a beast. I mean, I don't even know how many
Just
pedals
monkey
you've
see, monkey
broken.
do. Just fucking yeah, Dave Grohl, 100%.
Yep,
man.
Dave Grohl all day.
Real meat and potatoes kind of drummer.
Yep.
Just fucking heavy.
What was the first band you were in?
Comfort with Aaron.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, okay.
Good old Hillsborough boys.
And
Got
Austin.
Austin Crook. Yeah.
Austin plays bass in Shelter Red.
Oh,
with
that
Seven
Austin.
Hawks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
I never actually knew his last name till now.
Dude, if you ever need a bass player,
Oh no, he
just
slays.
call Austin.
Oh,
No,
God,
he's
yeah.
like-
We'll take care of
Ridiculous.
business.
Dude, the whole Hillsborough scene, I swear to God, it's like the hub of great musicians.
Yeah, I mean, it is for us. I mean, it definitely is.
Yeah.
Yeah, just that neighborhood back in the day. Just
It's
I
like
don't know
if
what
you weren't
happened.
In a
Yeah,
band,
stepping
you were
down
a
the street.
loser.
Up
Yeah.
the street was Chris Crummett. Just
Yep.
all of us, man. It was so
Yeah,
much
what
fun.
happened? How did Hillsborough just...
Well, we always talk about that. Like some towns, like Texas towns, are all about football or like the team. Or like for us,
Well, just the boring ass suburbs, man. There ain't
college
shit to do.
sports.
there's skateboarding, playing
Yeah,
in
skateboard
bands.
and fucking play music.
That's it. Like, and that's how. And we were very competitive the way that sports were. Every band was like its own gang.
Yeah.
And like, even though we were all friends, we were so competitive with each other's bands. I don't know. And like, we would do these shows. Remember the Grange?
Oh yeah, yeah.
The
All
Hillsborough Grange.
bands.
Yeah, we'd
that was
throw
awesome.
these shows, Neil, that would bring in hundreds of people. Like, and we were children, little kids, throwing these shows, and somehow our parents let us do it.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean, we
huge.
would sell these places out. Like, what do you think one of the bigger ones was?
It's a big space, and that place was filled up. There's like a line, a huge
six,
line.
seven- yeah, but lines around the block of
Yeah.
like
Where at?
suburban kids.
What
it-
venues was this?
It's called the Grange.
Yeah,
Just
the
like
Hillsborough
that.
Grange,
The
downtown Hillsborough.
Yeah,
But yeah, there ain't shit to do out there. There's,
Ain't shit
there's
to
no
do, man.
shows going on or anything.
We even like convinced some national touring acts to come play at some of those things,
Oh my
like
God,
Shiner.
Shiner, the Grange, the
The
Aloha
Aloha
Grange. Yeah,
Yeah,
or Oddfellows Club. probably.
Oddfellows. That's right. That's right.
That show blew my mind.
Yeah. Okay, so you playing Comfort, and then when you played with Crummett at one point, right? Was he in?
Before that, yeah, we kind of started with Crummett, just kind of jamming there. I didn't know what the hell I was doing, just playing
Yeah.
drums. He let
So
me
he
play
played
when
with
I was a
Crummett
kid.
early on.
Yeah, we've had a couple.
Oh yeah,
practices,
Crummett
but
was
then,
like a... Didn't he play keys or something for a
He
while?
played keyboard in Clarity Process later. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
later.
I remember him telling me about that, yeah.
Yep. And when I met him, Crummett was singer, guitar player.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
played in a band with me and Stefan called Fuzzy Logic.
Yeah, I actually played my first show filling in for Jeff on bass, like at your party. That was like my first show ever. Yeah, I didn't know what the hell I was doing, but yeah, I filled in.
All right, so Hillsborough bands.
yeah. And
bands.
then I moved away for a while, but I moved back, and then I got in touch with Gino Mari. He was looking for a drummer, so I've been playing with the Gentry ever since like 2003.
The Gentry, check it out. That is some cool fucking shit, man.
Yeah, man, it's been a blast. Still
Electronic kind of dance rock.
lots of
like
influences.
Nine Inch Nails, Depeche Mode,
Yeah,
Cure,
for sure.
90s.
Yeah, this new record's
Lots
all
of-
over the place, man. I think it's got like a real 70s rock vibe actually. Somehow
Really?
in there, yeah, pretty consistent in
Bowie-ish
there.
kind of.
Is
Yeah,
it out or is it...
No, we're still mixing. We've been
Okay.
working on it forever. You know, just
Forever.
a lot
Yeah.
of hiccups and hurdles.
Yeah,
and
and
shit,
it's one of
but-
those things where like Gino and Andrew, everyone kind of did different stuff. One of the guys left the band, so the record just kind of got filed away.
Gotcha.
But it sounds like it's gonna be coming out.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of momentum right now these days. So expect that coming out 2018.
Awesome.
Check it out. You heard.
And then what are the other bands you play drums in?
Right now I'm drumming for Vibrisse.
Vibrisse.
Yeah.
Okay.
Weird name, but yeah, we have a show coming up October 21st at the No.
Fuck yeah. And what's the other band you play drums in?
For right now, I'm playing drums with them. I'm not sure if that's
Oh,
going to continue,
you
but
just said it.
we'll see what happens. But that band is called Eclise, and he has a full length coming out very soon. So
Sweet.
I
Did you
believe-
drum on it or...
I
Just
drummed
fill
on
in.
one track,
Cool.
but yeah, I think the CD release will be like December 30th. So yeah,
Ooh.
stay tuned.
And then your solo.
Oh yeah, I program a little bit. Sleepy fuck. Got some electronic stuff going on.
Dude's rad.
Yeah, just
Rad. It's like
you know,
acid analog.
lots of beats. Lots
Yeah,
of
just
Is it
drums.
sleepy as fuck in a good way?
It's actually not very sleepy at all. It's really catchy.
I said in a good way.
Yeah, like warm, synthy. How would you describe it, Andrew? You're better.
Two-step ghetto tech.
There you go.
Two-step
I
ghetto
don't
tech.
No, it's not really ghetto tech, but that's just what I
Dude,
say.
I don't know
That's what I
genre,
claim. But
subgenre.
there's so many subgenres,
Oh,
you know,
dude,
just
yeah,
electronic.
especially
I just
electronic, yeah.
Yeah, I just keep it.
Two-step.
No, Andrew's the man. And Andrew is always the guy in town that like he just makes shit happen. Like he had a bunch of equipment, but it wasn't like professional Crummet
Just a bunch
equipment.
of dog shit, but
Dog shit stuff, but he always made it work. Like you go to his house, you could record. It's gonna be a little wonky.
Yeah, I got a 4-track. Just
4-track. You'll tape the microphone to the fucking thing, and like Oh yeah, his house too was a real big hangout for us. When his mom would leave, we just take over
we
the
used
house.
to party the fuck.
Dude, remember the two house party?
Oh, the block
Across
party,
the street,
yeah.
the block party.
Unbelievable, man.
So Andrew in Hillsborough lived across from our good buddy Dylan,
Okay.
like across the street. And one night or one weekend, Dylan's parents went out of town, and Andrew's parents went out of town. So we had the biggest fucking party
It's like a fucking
in
movie,
suburb
like
history. Like
the
movie,
summer
movie.
before
It's amazing.
senior
People
year
on
and
the
all that
roofs,
bullshit.
people fucking everywhere.
People on
I
the roof.
fucked in 2 different houses.
It was pretty
Katie
wild.
Dressler, if you're out there, I'm really sorry.
Oh, jeez, we might have to bleep that out.
Yeah, we might have to edit that one out. But we had some fun. I mean, that was
fun.
It's too much fun. Too much.
No, we never got caught for any of that.
I don't know how.
Yeah.
How? How was that possible?
I mean, there were neighbors, right?
Yeah, there were
Tons.
neighbors, but
And I'm sure it was not quiet outside.
no.
fuck no.
Fuck no.
Yeah, it makes no sense. Like
Fireworks. Like we were calling
Oh my God.
attention.
Tons of people outside, just always
Always.
between houses.
Yeah.
Everybody highly intoxicated. I'm
Oh
guessing.
God, yeah.
People rolling off the roof.
Yeah, and we were all like obsessed with
Fucking
Snoop
movie.
Dogg and shit. So like we would try to emulate that. So, you remember the movie Kids? You ever see Kids? Neil?
Oh, that party. Yeah, we emptied out the fridge.
Yeah.
Just put nothing but beer, fucking
Nothing-
malt liquor.
Literally emptied out. Dylan's
I've done
crib.
that before.
Yeah, yeah.
I've done that, and when I was in Full Sail, because they don't sell 40s, it's illegal. So the
Right.
highest, you can get 32s. So my roommates and I went down to the 7-Eleven, and they had a Halloween special where you can get a 32 of Old English for $1.
Oh God, that's dangerous.
We bought $150 worth of Old English.
I almost spit my coffee out. That's incredible.
That was one of the worst next mornings of my life.
Yeah, I bet.
I mean, we didn't go through all of them, but
I remember once partying at our friend's house, Carling, that little
Yeah.
apartment she had. I woke up the next morning, and there was an old E40 sitting in the windowsill, like just baking in the hot summer morning.
that's the best kind when
and
it
I
ages.
drank it. I woke up and was like, oh,
Flat
fuck
and
it.
everything.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I drank it.
I've done that with vodka on accident, thinking it was water.
Ugh,
You wake
it's
up
the
with the
worst.
fear. You wake up with the fear. You're like hungover. You're kind of anxious.
Yeah,
you're like,
yeah,
where
yeah.
am I?
Yeah.
Fuck, a thing of water. I chugged it, and it was
Oh.
vodka. Straight vodka.
Do you remember when Larry Carlson took a bong hit of tobacco? Did you ever hear that story?
Oh
Andrew?
God, that sounds awful.
I don't remember if it was intentional, but okay, the reason I don't know and why it kind of matters.
Did she die?
No, Larry, our buddy Larry,
Oh, did he die?
he did not die, but what it did for him was it made him quit smoking.
I bet.
He loaded a bowl, like a giant fucking bong. I think it was like a 4-footer,
Dude,
like a ginormous bong.
nicotine can kill you.
Yeah, so he loaded it.
Not just
took
slowly, but
a
immediately.
Ripper
Why the
hit.
fuck did you do that?
Because kills, bro. That's why. Dumb
Jeez.
choices.
The craziest shit I ever saw was at the Craft House. Remember how Rowdy used to get, like 2003?
The
time
the
frame?
Loa Craft House?
Yeah.
Why was it called the Craft House?
I don't know. I mean, we partied in there when it was like a craft house, but then after
Because
that
it was like a
cleared
business,
out, and then
right? Someone had a crafting business?
beforehand, and then
Oh, okay.
then like Stefan and stuff started a studio there, and then
That's why it's called the Craft House. I
but
forgot
yeah,
that.
it's still the craft. Anyways,
Yeah.
we used to have a beer bong in there, and just late night, fucking getting real, slothy and
Yeah,
shit,
yeah.
real sloppy.
Real
Anyways,
fucking sloppy.
I forget his name, but the big guy. Anyways, he took all these old beers, put them into the beer bong.
Like the old rednecky guy?
I don't know.
McClure?
Not that dude.
Oh, not that guy.
No, I forget his name. But
Okay.
anyways,
Yeah.
yeah, took all the old beers, threw them in the beer bong. They're like cigarette butts in there and shit.
Oh,
And that motherfucker took it.
Oh, my God.
Threw
Dude,
it
I've left-
like 2 seconds later, but
I've left
That's
a
the
beer
craziest
can
shit
out
I've ever
before,
seen.
No.
and like I accidentally have like picked it up thinking it was my fresh beer from the next day or whatever.
Yeah.
Dude, shit can like taste like pure vinegar. Like an old certain beers could turn into like vinegar overnight if you leave them out. I can only imagine how terrible that must have been.
day old beer, like
Dude,
week old
cigarette
beer,
butts
actually.
and, like,
yeah, really old. Oh man,
Jesus.
I mean, we partied so much back
there's a
then.
piss trough out back. Just kept pissing in this fucking trough for fucking like a whole season.
You ever running from the cops? Me and
I don't think I ever
Ashley
did
were
that,
talking about
no.
the other night. Yeah, the cops came to the craft house and we ran from the police. Like, I would never do that.
I know, like, someone slept in the barn because they, like, ran away from the cops and, like,
Yeah, someone slept in the bar. Yeah, that's right.
on the way home, just passed out in the barn.
Like, would Aaron do that maybe?
I think it was Robbie, maybe.
God.
Remember when Robbie passed out in Dylan's bathtub?
Oh, yeah.
There's that picture of August rubbing
yeah,
with an apple. He's massaging Robbie's back with an apple.
I think Carlene has that picture.
Dude,
Oh my God. I'm realizing that I did not have a childhood.
we had too much of a childhood.
It was ridiculous. There was, like, always, like, 10 of us always together just fucking
Yeah.
trying to get weed, trying
Speaking
to
of,
drink beers in the park, wherever.
Speaking of piss troughs, should we take
Yeah,
a
let's
break?
take a pee-pee break and we'll come back and talk about some world stuff.
The
world
world.
stuff.
The world.
We out.
Hey! What makes a man? Is it the power in his hand?
Feeling that.
What's up, guys? Back for my piss break.
My pants just got that much smaller.
You know, we just pee together.
The weekend on a Wednesday.
Friends that
weekend.
pee together stay together.
Oh, man. Speaking of pee, you ever had your piss glow in the dark?
No, are
Like
you
vitamins
a
or some shit?
superhuman?
No, I've had it happen to me. I binged on I used to volunteer at my old high school doing like a sound things for something called the Singing Christmas Tree. We'd have 3 shows a day for like a week straight.
Yeah.
Drank way too much energy drink. Woke up one night, excruciating pain in my kidneys.
Jesus.
Ran to the bathroom. Didn't even bother to turn on the light, and my piss literally glowed in the dark.
Did you go to the doctor immediately?
Nope.
That sounds awesome, actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wish my pee
It was
glowed in the dark.
excruciatingly painful, but it was pretty freaking cool.
Well,
Instagram didn't exist then. But
well, we did everyone pee?
yes,
Everyone successfully pee?
it did not glow in the dark this time.
Andrew, did you have a good piss? A good
Pissed
hot,
beforehand like a good boy.
hot piss?
I didn't need to piss.
Okay. I took a nice fresh piss.
Was it
What
a
does that
bowling?
even mean? A fresh piss? Fresh piss of Bel Air?
I
Get
love
some-
a good pee.
Oh, when you get the foam going and
Oh,
stuff, like the
man.
morning piss.
Just a hot piss.
So what's going on in the world?
Yeah. We
Piss is
need
on the
like
brain.
a bump for current events, Andrew. Can we do that?
We'll get
like
there.
A,
We'll get there
a
some-
news sound.
Yeah, I'll sing.
Some CNN. Dun-dun-dun,
Here's this,
dun,
t-
dun, dun,
this
dun, dun.
week's shit show.
Yeah.
We should just write a parody called The Fresh Piss of Bel Air.
The fresh piss of Bel Air.
Yeah.
I like it.
Nailed it.
I went to Bel Air.
Yeah.
Or Beverly Hills, rather, or something like that. Yeah, Bel Air.
Did you meet the Fresh Prince himself?
I sure did. Dude, it's so crazy through Beverly Hills, Neil.
I've never been.
Fuck's sake.
Yeah.
It really is one of those times where you're driving through and you're just like, I mean, why would you ever need to leave the house? It's so nice there. They have so much money. Like, it's
Yeah.
just, I don't know. It's really the elite of the elite.
Well, speaking of California and Hollywood, what was that you just pulled up, Andrew?
Oh, we got the Hollywood Theater. I guess Movie Madness is in danger of I don't know, going out of business. So they started a Kickstarter.
The Hollywood Theater, wait, go back up real quick.
Yeah.
The Hollywood Theater wants to save film history, but first it needs to save movie madness. The fate of Portland's favorite video store depends on an ambitious Kickstarter. Shit.
Yeah, that place is rad. Do you ever spend any much time in there?
Movie madness?
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Yeah,
I
same
haven't
here.
for years.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
they have a lot
there's
of
a
rare
reason
stuff.
it's having a tough time.
Yeah.
Well,
exactly.
I mean,
It's called Netflix.
if I'm going to make an assumption off of the picture, it just looks like a blockbuster kind of thing.
So you've never been?
No.
Dude, I mean, it
a lot
is.
of weird
so it's a video
stuff, a lot of
store, but it's like-
subgenres and
Yes,
specific kinda-
subgenres, and they have like artifacts from movies, not artifacts,
Oh,
but
okay.
like props and shit, like from Pulp Fiction, and they have like the Fight Club soap bar.
Yeah, like look at all this.
Well, I mean, if something like that were to exist, Portland would be the city for it.
Yeah,
But apparently it's in danger.
Yeah, and
yeah,
it's like
they'll raise the money. I think it's if they're people
Yeah,
love this place.
people love it. It is fucking dope. But I mean, look, Netflix has like 7,000 titles and dropping. Amazon has like 20,000. Movie Madness has around 85,000 titles. You're never going to be able to have access to most of the stuff online. There are movies that you aren't going to be able to find anywhere else in the world that are at the store. Huh. I mean, I don't know, man. Like, when was the last time you went to a video store?
That'd be for like newer stuff though. Like I get that. Like of course, like you can't compete with that with like
Yeah.
iTunes and whatnot. But for like this kind of genre
Sub-genre.
specific,
Yeah.
really oddball kind of things.
I mean, couldn't they? I mean,
Yeah.
there's technology now. Couldn't I mean, it would obviously keep the, the actual, like tapes and stuff. But I mean, couldn't they upload it all to like an online database and like kind of change the way they deliver their product?
Yeah, I mean, you'd think
I mean, that would be
But I
a
think part
daunting
of-
task.
it would, and I think part of the point is that, there's something about the record store. There's something about a
But
video
yeah, there's a
store.
nostalgia for sure.
It's I can touch this, like it's a place you go.
But that's
and-
why I was saying they could do that
Yeah.
to help fuel that, because I mean that's freaking rad. But in order
It
to
is
make some
rad.
side income, for people that can't actually go into the store, or something, you know what I mean?
So it says that Hollywood Theater is helping do it.
yeah,
Hollywood
I guess they started the Kickstarter.
Oh, do you know speaking of a little side tangent, there's a Hollywood Theater at the airport? Do you know that?
I heard about it. Free
Yeah.
movies, right?
Yeah, it's free. They do, like free movies or like music videos, short movies. It's at PDX. It's rad. I went into it.
No,
Killed a couple
I go to
minutes there.
PDX all the time.
It's
I've never
so
seen it.
cool.
Which side of the airport is it on?
So you have to go through the gate though. It's like,
Right.
I think like when you come in the airport, the gates like A through C is to the left, and then
Yeah.
like D through whatever is to the right.
Oh, that's
It's
probably
the one
why.
to the right.
Yeah, that's where most of the international flights.
Yep.
I think. Okay,
Yeah.
that's why I've never seen it.
If a little trick though, if you always go to the right, you can just loop around back to those other gates.
I have noticed that.
Yeah, and that's what we did this time
Gotcha.
because
Well,
we're going to LA and the gate was actually C.
Well, I'll have to do that so I can check out this store.
Well, anyway, that's sad, Andrew. Movie Madness is fucking rad.
Yeah, I need
We
to
used
start
to
going
go
back
there.
there. Yeah, I need to start
I know.
supporting it.
They've already raised 115,000. Is that what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
the goal is 250, so they're
That's
almost
great.
halfway there.
Well, if
30
anyone wants to do it, go on Kickstarter and
Save
type in,
Movie Madness.
Yeah, Save Movie Madness. That's rad. I'm rooting for him. I mean, me and Ashley, we're such huge movie fans, like obsessively so, I would say. And I mean, there was a time where like that's like not sound cheesy, but that's like how we fell in love. We would always talk about movies together, and we went to video stores together, and like just thumbed through DVDs for a long time.
Oh yeah, especially like early 2000s.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck?
I got to know all the people that worked at the stores. That was like my thing, you know.
For
You know
sure,
what's
yeah, get hooked
crazy
up.
is when you think about it, no one else ever, like in the future, is ever going to do that.
Nope.
Yeah, it'll
Sure
all
aren't.
be
All
online
Netflix
probably. You know,
and-
right?
Or going to a record store.
Physical.
Andrew
copies.
and I would skateboard to Everyday Music, and like if you want to listen to a band, you walked up to the guy at the
Yeah.
counter, and then you put it in like a little Discman, and you listen to it on headphones.
I didn't get into music in time for record stores, but I remember going to Fred Meyer, and they had those little listening
The
stations.
little listening
You'd
stations,
scan
yeah.
the UPC code
That's
or
right.
whatever
the
and listen to
Target,
it.
Fred Meyer. Yep.
I remember doing that a lot.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
Blockbuster Music was the first one in our hood. It was
Right.
like revolutionary, like in 97, 96 or something.
Oh, dude.
Take any CD from the store, you could like listen, sit down, listen.
Yeah, it was the best. But I don't know, man. Netflix is pretty fucking cool too. And I don't. It's a lot of the conversations we have is about technology, and don't fight it. You got to embrace
Mm-hmm.
it. But there is something to be said for a physical thing, and
Well, it makes stuff
vinyl
like-
is really big these days, and
Yeah,
I
it makes
support
movie
it.
madness
Resurgence.
just that much cooler.
Fuck yeah, man.
Yeah.
Just
Well,
looking
I'm
at the
rooting for 'em.
pictures now, I want to go because it's
Dude,
like,
it's
oh my
really
god,
cool.
I forgot about VHS.
Oh yeah, no, and the cool thing also about something being physical and being at a place rather than online is like you're gonna run into these movies and like thumb through stuff you forgot about. It's like,
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
fucking Turner and Hooch with Tom. I forgot that was a fucking movie. Like these random ass movies.
Oh look, Coyote Ugly.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Just these fucking movies you just totally forgot existed. I don't know,
Yeah.
man. And it's fun being around human beings. God forbid we're around people.
Yeah.
Is that the owner?
Yeah.
Mike Clark.
But yeah, go save Movie
Wow.
Madness.
Yeah, they have a little. What is this, like a little short movie about movie
Yeah,
madness?
it's talking about it probably. But,
That's awesome.
yeah, a little Kickstarter video. But yeah, here's like all the cool clothing.
Oh, they even have
old
like
stuff.
oh, wow,
Yeah, dude, it's rad, Neil.
oh wow.
I mean, it is like a museum of movies.
I've
Yeah,
lived
look at
here,
that.
I've lived here my whole life, and I haven't experienced the city one little bit. It seems like.
Well, so I mean, that's the thing. Like, if you're gonna move to Los Angeles, you know, maybe experience the city.
Well,
you
that's
live
what I
in
mean.
first.
You move to a new location, and that's the first thing you do. But since I grew up here, I'm just like, I'll get around to
Well,
it.
you know how it is. Like, people who grew up down there, they've never been to Griffith Park. They've never.
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck that the Capitol Records building is in it. Like, you know what I mean? That's how it is.
Right.
People who live in New York City have never seen the statue or never been to the Statue of Liberty. They don't care. I'm like, well, fuck, I got to go to work, whatever.
I see it every day.
Yeah, I don't know, and I think that does happen.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I mean, this is a wonderful city. There's so much to do here, and there's so many quirky little places like this. Yeah, I got to go back there. Well, we're all rooting for you, Movie Madness.
They'll do it.
All
All right, so next up.
Yeah, what do you got?
Right here. So Eminem, he dropped a killer solo verse, like 14 bars or something, just like anti-Trump stuff.
Really?
Yeah, just
In a
pretty,
song or just like.
Whoa.
just freestyling, but it's pretty sharp, man. He's pissed.
God, we
It's
need to.
getting a lot of traction. Just like, you know, basically like,
Where do you find it? Is it on YouTube or something?
yeah.
Let's just play it into the microphone. Pull it
Could you
up.
do it on your side?
Yeah, I can try to do that.
I don't know where the sound
Until we
cards
figure
is
this out.
routed.
This is our fucking show. We can do whatever we want. So, is it off a record or is it just going to be?
It was like for the BET like music awards or something, and they had that I think on Sunday night or Monday night.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, you know, getting some traction for sure. Pretty popular video right now.
Jesus. At Colin Kaepernick, I appreciate you at Eminem. With the black fist sign. Eminem rips Donald Trump in BET Hip Hop Awards freestyle cipher. Let's see if I can pull this up here.
See if this works.
There's no music, so I don't know if that's the right one.
It's just rap.
Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah, there we go.
Wait, how was I gonna start this off? I forgot. Oh yeah. That's an awfully hot coffee pot. Should I drop it on Donald Trump? Probably not, but that's all I got till I come up with a solid. Got a plan and now I gotta hatch it like a damn Apache with a tomahawk. I'ma walk inside a mosque on Ramadan and say a prayer that every time talks.
Why are they bleeping out the cuss
she
words?
gets a ma-
It's on
Ah,
cable.
Yeah.
I'ma stop. But we better give Obama props, cause what we got in office now's a kamikaze that'll probably cause a nuclear holocaust. And while the drama pops and he waits for shit to quiet down, he'll just gas his plane up and fly around till the bombing stops. Intensity's heightened, tensions are rising. Trump, when it comes to giving a shit, you're stingy as I am. Except when it comes to having the balls to go against me, you hide them. Cause you don't got the nuts like an empty asylum.
It goes on for a while. That's fucking cool though.
Yeah, he's the man.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to listen to the whole thing. That's really cool. It's so funny how like crazy talented he's always been. You know, I mean, we all know that, but god damn it, man.
I think he
It's
had
so
the-
crazy to hear like A-list people coming out and talking shit against Trump.
Oh, it's a disaster, man. Gotta say something.
That's fucking cool, man.
All right. Also in the
That's
news,
awesome.
Ralphie May passed away. That comedian,
Yeah,
big dude,
real big dude. I mean,
bigger heart, man. He's a super nice guy. You know, just from like podcasts and what I've heard.
yeah.
Just all the stories of all the comedians about him.
What a bummer. I know. Yeah, Brian Callen and all this guy, they were talking
Yeah, he
about
seemed
him.
like a real sweetheart, just cool dude.
That's what everyone says.
So yeah, I've heard him like on Joey Diaz's podcast a couple times. And
Really?
He's just fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah, I've heard him very, not a lot, to be honest with you, but I did work a show of his at the Crystal Ballroom, and it was fucking funny. Really,
Nice.
really funny.
Yeah, he started way back when too.
Way
he was like
back.
opening up for
Yep.
like Bill Hicks and stuff.
He used to crash on, Jay Moore.
Yeah,
comedian
yeah.
Jay Moore. He used to crash on his couch.
Yeah.
When he was like a kid. He was
First
like
came out.
18 or something.
Yeah, he
First
started like when he
moved
was
to
18,
LA.
19.
Yeah, and the show at the Ballroom, he was known for like crossing demographics and like races, and a lot of black people would attend his shows, and he's kind of that guy that like
just
he
transcends.
play at the Apollo and kill it there. Like that's a bummer. How old was he?
Believe he was
Pretty young.
41, I want to say. 45.
45. Oh
Yeah.
man.
Well,
He was battling pneumonia over the last week, but kept performing his scheduled gigs in Vegas. Yeah, last comic standing, he won in 2003. That's a bummer. He was a big old dude.
Yeah, just lifestyle,
He has 2 kids. Ugh.
Yeah, real bummer.
Well, rest in peace.
Yeah, I mean, he did it right, man. Got
Yeah.
out there.
Absolutely.
Fucking funny as fuck. Lots of specials.
Yep. You got anything else, Drew? I got a couple, but you can keep going. Yeah, do that one.
All right, cool. We got I guess according to this interview, I guess Chino is saying of Deftones that he wants more Steph Carpenter. So I guess that just meaning that it's going to be a lot heavier again.
Ooh. There's a ton of people that are going to be happy about that.
Yeah, because that's always kind of been the
Me included.
complaint over the last couple of years. Just kind of,
It's like, why is Chino playing so much guitar?
oh, that just like kind of the music's a little more
Yeah.
moodier and just kind
Yeah,
of
I mean,
played
look,
down a little more, which I
right.
love. But
I
you
love.
know,
So if Stefan were sitting in the room, me and him would start debating about this. The same thing with like Queens of the Stone Age or Foo Fighters or any of these bands that go on and do different things, God forbid.
yeah,
And for me, like, I'm a fan of the Deftones. I've been a fan of them since I was in 7th grade. I pretty much like everything they put out. Some's not my favorite, or some stuff's more of my favorite than others, whatever. But like, they're a cool band, and they're one of the only real rock bands still out there, especially from our time.
especially with like not a lot of radio play too. It's still kind of
Right.
super mainstream, but
Club
like
band,
underground though.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Selling out amphitheater still.
But I do have to admit, selfishly, I am pretty excited to hear that.
Oh, for sure.
Dude, that's cool.
Yeah, hopefully go in the direction of Around the Fur or something.
Yeah. So, what does he say there? He says, Marino continued, on our last record, Carpenter didn't have as much to do with the writing process as I would have liked for him to have. The idea this time is to just hang out with him for a couple weeks at his house and just record him playing guitar, take some of the riffs, whatever he makes, organize stuff.
Nice.
Damn.
pretty
Marino
cool.
called Carpenter's guitar playing, quote, one of the most, if not the most important part of Deftones, what we do. Damn.
Pretty cool. Excited
Yeah.
for a new album from them.
Well, and for Carpenter, he remember and it says he goes on to say Carpenter admitted last year in an interview that he didn't want to play on the band's last record, on Gore, the last record. It wasn't. He says it wasn't the style or the sound I was hoping we would take. It wasn't what I was expecting or wanting. And I remember him saying that, he was very candid. Like, at this point, it's a job.
Yeah.
I'm a member of Deftones. I tour, but it's not really what I wanted.
Yeah. He's more in the heavy direction for him, and they've been kind of going away from that. But
And the other thing about Deftones, Andrew and Neil, since you're sitting next to me, but we were such huge Deftones fans, they always represented, look, they're the same guys since they started when they're like 15 years old.
yeah.
Literally. They grew up together, just the way we grew up in Hillsboro.
Yeah.
Imagine being in a band that long, my man. Chino wrote 7 words when he was like 16. And that's just crazy.
Yeah, that's
right?
really cool, man.
And it's a dream come true. They're one of the only bands that have lasted that long. And the only other member that's different is a replacement from a guy that fucking died.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
That is a real brotherhood. It's an old school loyalty and commitment to the fucking gang.
Yeah.
And they show it. They're rad. They're fucking rad.
Just take note of the Red Fang ad too on the website
Where?
on the sides.
What? Oh, Red Fang ad. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. That's dope.
Shout out to Adam Pike.
Oh shit, they're playing with Black Label Society and Corrosion of Conformity. Wow. Fuck me. That's dope.
Anyway, side note.
Anyway, no, let's go.
I'm also excited to hear that record.
Yeah, man, me too. You're a Deftones fan, right, Neil?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay. I thought so. That's awesome, man. That was a huge influence for all the Hillsborough boys.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, if you look at pictures
I've-
of us back then, we fucking tried to look like them.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's my first real show.
Yeah.
That La Luna show. Holy
Fuck yeah, mine
fucking
too, man.
Christ, changed my life.
That was your first show, Deftones?
Like my first like real show.
Real like
like
Oh,
a bigger
I'm getting
venue.
my
like-
ass kicked at a barricade,
Oh, yeah, gotcha,
security.
I was gonna say that'd be a
rock
rad
show.
first show. My first concert was Ricky Martin.
Sorry.
Went with the family. I was very young.
Yeah. So moving on, Andrew. What else you got?
I guess I got Harvey Weinstein.
Oh,
I got
This
some
is
scandals going or just shitty behavior.
Now remind me,
Long
Harvey
time.
Weinstein.
I don't really know the story too well, but
so yeah. Go ahead, Andrew.
it's all right here.
The Weinstein brothers is the Weinstein Company. They're producers, movie producers.
Oh right.
So
right.
yeah, every
I think it
movie-
used to be like
basically
Miramax
every-
or something.
Yeah, dude.
Right.
So they've produced every Quentin Tarantino movie. Not some of them, every one of them. So there's that, and then everything after that. I mean, if you go to IMDb, Andrew, you'll see the
Gotcha.
insane list.
So anyway, what's the headline here?
Yeah, so Harvey Weinstein is one of the brothers, has been multiple accusations at this point of sexual harassment and overall creepiness and like, yeah, look, so like Angelina Jolie, Gwyneth Paltrow, the list goes on and on. Andrew, if you go, I wrote down a list. Just type in search the women who have accused Harvey Weinstein.
If you can Google that, that's not
Yeah.
good.
Right. And so it's just like, it seems like it's been going on for years. And so, he'll get someone in the room and like, hey baby, if you want to be in this movie, like,
It's a position of
Yeah,
power.
suck
Unfortunately,
this
some
dick.
people
Yeah.
abuse it.
there's stories of him like jacking off into a plant
What the
in an
hell?
office. Gross. And look at him. He is not an attractive fella.
Well, no, but he's in a position of power, and some
He's a
people.
slime ball.
So are these accusations or are these proven?
I don't know. Rosanna Arquette, she was in Pulp Fiction. Yeah, look at all that.
Dang, span over a good few years.
Yeah. So
Oh, yeah, like
for the
decades
listeners,
of it.
Andrew's just scrolling through woman after woman after woman, all these actresses that are coming out.
Screenwriters.
Go back up to the
Heather Graham, damn.
damn. She's got a big pair of
She's
totters
still
on her.
hot.
Hey,
man.
watch it.
Heather Graham is so hot.
Still.
Yeah, go up top. Yeah, I just want to
Well,
see
if
the.
this is all true, this is unfortunate. Use your
Okay,
powers
there we
for
go.
good.
Yeah, so on October 5th, the New York Times published an expose alleging that Harvey Weinstein, one of the Hollywood's most revered moguls and influential kingpins, has been sexually harassing and abusing women for nearly 30 years. On October 10th,
Goes
the
back
New
to the
Yorker,
80s.
yeah, following extensive report, including several graphic on-the-record accounts from more of Weinstein's alleged victims. Just a couple of hours later, the Times followed up its own report with yet more public accounts, including industry stalwarts, Gwyneth Paltrow and Angelina Jolie. And it just goes on. So he's a big old creeper. Oh my god.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I mean, the fucked up thing about this stuff is like, you know this stuff is going on, and it's going on right now with
yeah.
fucking producers we don't even know about,
Yep.
Yeah.
right? And like,
What's really sad too is I wonder if these unfortunate incidents ended up jump-starting their careers somehow.
that's right, man.
And that's what's unfortunate too.
Well, we were just talking about moving to LA, making your dream come true. You get in the room with a producer, and he's like, "You're gonna star in the next Quentin Tarantino movie,
but watch me jerk off into
but
a
you gotta
plant.
suck on these old Jewish balls first." And like, what do? You get sucking.
I
or
don't
you go home.
Yeah, I don't know what I would do in that situation.
I'd start sucking those balls.
Not in
my
the eyes.
God.
All right, so we got some fires in Northern
Oh,
California.
my
I guess it's
God.
tearing through like Napa Valley, something like that.
Are the Oregon fires still going too? I mean, it's been raining a lot. I'm assuming
The
that's calmed
gorge
down.
ones, yeah, I think
Yeah.
they put out.
But
Or
now-
mostly, I don't know.
But now they're in California.
21 people have died in Northern California.
Jesus.
My God. I saw the Portland Fire Department said they were sending down some help for it. Sonoma County. Yeah, that's like wine country, man. Napa County.
So much for the wine.
It's gorgeous down there too. Fuck. Yeah, there's a really interesting documentary. It's like a mini series on Netflix
Wow, look at
about.
that.
Yeah, look at that. It's like the end of the world. It's an entire
It's black.
town just demolished. God, that's creepy. With that pool,
Yeah.
just sitting there.
Whoa.
Whoa.
It's a cul-de-sac.
Oh wow.
Fuck it. That's like Hiroshima.
Holy shit, it looks bombed up and depleted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was probably gorgeous. Wine country of California.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude, that's
Jesus.
crazy.
Yeah, anyway, there's a mini series on
Whoa.
Netflix
that a
about
building?
California wildfires.
Is that a building?
Highly recommend checking it out.
Is that a fucking
I think
building?
it's just like a chimney for a house.
And they're saying that like it's progressively getting worse
Yeah, I guess
every
there's
year. Like because of global warming and shit like that. Like the fire season's just getting longer.
Just
and
dry.
So
longer
you also
and
you
longer.
also get those people like because the whole reason these giant fires start is because they let the undergrowth get out. I mean, nature has put itself in check for centuries. That it doesn't let the undergrowth get so overgrown that giant wildfires like this could even like happen. But
well, yeah, and it's also just so dry. It's uniquely dry.
yeah, and then combined with the fact that
It's
they let it just get outrun like that.
It's the undergrowth thing you were talking about. It's invasive species of
Yep.
plants that don't belong there. It's a lot of things, and then global warming and global drying. There's not enough rain, and on top of that, it's one of the busiest states in America. So there's tons of people, and when you get people who smoke cigarettes and cars.
and you get people who don't respect Mother Earth.
Sure,
And they
and
throw their cigarettes out. Like the one that
Some of it's
started.
an accident, though.
The one
like,
that almost made me evacuate this house was started by a bunch of kids lighting fireworks off into the woods. Some 16-year-old kids. And then when
I
they
know.
were confronted about it, they're like, well, what do you want us to do about it?
the one in the gorge.
Yeah. And that's the one that, like, they evacuated Troutdale, started evacuating Troutdale. It almost got to Portland. Almost got to Gresham. Like, we were having to keep up on the fucking news to see if we were going to need to evacuate. It got that close. And it was just a couple 16-year-old kids shooting illegal fireworks off into the woods because they thought it was fun.
forest. It's unreal.
It's ridiculous. And I'm sure something, did they say how this one started?
I have no idea. There's been a lot of fires
I
in
don't know.
California this summer, and
People listening, just
couple.
don't be stupid. I mean, how many
Well,
people
some
died?
of it's it's not people's fault. It
Well,
just,
sure,
it just
there's
happens.
Yeah, like lightning storms and stuff.
Lightning or
But stupid people don't help.
electricity malfunction. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, stupid people don't make it.
I mean, we have enough natural disasters as it is. Don't be
That's
stupid.
right. That's right.
Because I mean, people are dying.
The thing on Netflix I was talking about is called Fire Chasers. If anyone wants to check it out, it's really worth watching. And then, the crazy thing is they really talk about how many resources are needed for that, and how much money, and like, it's not just there's a fire, send out the local boys.
Yeah,
like,
somebody has to pay for it.
Yeah.
The taxpayers.
I mean, it's and those huge wildfires. Like if you see the way they do it, it's like going to war. They have like a battalion headquarters, and they set up a big tent with maps, and it's like very strategic. And certain crews go out there, and then they send the helicopter. I mean, it really is equivalent to like how they operate in combat.
Yeah.
And it's overwhelmingly expensive and dangerous too. I mean,
Well, yeah.
obviously,
Firefighters lose their lives every year.
it's fucked, man. It's a bummer. Well, wish the best for those folks.
I mean, we might be out of some good wine for a while.
Yeah. That's interesting. I bet it does affect a lot of that business.
Well, yeah. Well, there was a picture. Yeah, isn't that a picture of
Yeah.
a wine,
Mm-hmm.
a vineyard,
of
Yeah, look at that.
all burnt to
Fuck's
the
sake.
ground?
Wow.
I mean, that probably. I mean, that I don't know anything, obviously, but that could be a family business, and now they're fucked.
Yeah. Could be.
They probably built that vineyard up for fucking 40 years,
Mm-hmm.
and it's gone. Who knows?
It's home to about a fifth of the state's 4,700 wineries, which buy and process grapes and welcome millions of tourists each year. Have you ever been down there?
I've
County?
driven
Napa?
through.
Dude, it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's so fucking cool. And it's fun as shit, man. Just hopping around all those wineries.
Now is it spreading north or south?
Jesus Christ.
God, look at
Oh
that.
wow, I didn't know. I didn't know it was that close to San Francisco.
Sonoma,
I
Santa
need to get better at
Rosa.
my geography. Sacramento's right there.
Yeah, it's
Jesus.
like just outside the Bay Area, sort of.
Wow.
Kinda.
I've got a buddy in that area. Should probably text him. Make sure he's not in trouble.
Man.
Look at those before and afters.
God
Yeah.
damn it.
That's
Oh.
unreal. That's apocalyptic.
Where's that big building?
Dude,
That
those pictures are
big building
insane.
just gone.
There's something in the back
Oh,
there.
there it
but-
is. I see.
So one picture is like really gorgeous hotel. Is that what that is?
This more looks like a
Office
Or
building.
office, yeah. Just
office.
whatever. Modern structure with a ton of cars and buildings. And then the next building or the next picture over is just demolished and burned to the ground
Jesus.
before and after.
crazy.
Oh my God. What else you got, Drew?
I think that's it, man.
I got a few. There's So did you guys hear about the Utah police officer? There's a video of it, Andrew, if you go to YouTube. There's a Utah lieutenant from the, I think it's Salt Lake Police Department or whatever it is, somewhere in Utah.
Is this the guy he shot with the wallet?
No.
this guy?
Oh,
no. The
Who
nurse.
arrested the nurse? Yeah, he got fired, right?
Yeah, he got demoted, is what it says.
Demoted.
So I haven't heard about this.
So the video is crazy. He goes, the whole video shows, it's kind of long, it's like 14, 15 minutes long, but it goes through the whole storyline of this cop who's, like, he keeps insisting that this nurse draws blood from someone that they arrested, like a suspect or whatever. And I
Yeah.
don't remember, why do they want blood from him?
I don't know.
It's something to prove,
But
maybe like drugs. I don't want to get the story wrong.
yeah, he was like out or something. He couldn't get permission, and they wanted to draw blood anyways.
Yeah.
It was like illegal.
Oh, that's what it was. He was out cold. Yeah, and so it's
unconscious
illegal.
patient. That's
And so
Yeah.
she just kept
Can't
saying, she's
consent,
like, patient
that's
can't
right.
consent. And she was, if you listen to her, she's nice, respectful.
yeah. She knows.
and they
what she-
arrested her for not taking the
And the
blood.
cop just kept getting more frustrated, like old-timey cop with a mustache, and he's used to things going his way or something. I don't know.
Who's filming
Just
it? That's what I want.
an abuse of power.
It's someone from the hospital, I believe.
Oh.
You know, and then, yeah, it's just abuse of power, and she just keeps, and she's on the phone right now, calling
trying
like
to get permission
people
or
above
so-
her.
yeah.
Yeah. People who run the hospital or like doctors or whoever it is, and they just keep saying the same thing, like, no, we want to help, but we can't. Yeah. And so then they get physical, and now here he is like shoving her,
God.
and
What an asshole, man.
he pushes her outside. He's like, that's it. That's enough. You're under arrest. You're under arrest.
So she got arrested.
So she gets arrested, and then like another cop, it's like the police chief or someone up in rank, comes out and starts talking to like one of the contacts from the hospital, and he's like, look, I get that it's, you know, your policy that you can't just give away blood to someone without consent, whatever, blah blah. And then he just goes on to say, like, but you are getting away of our job. We're trying to enforce the law, and because of you, we can't do this. And your hospital has historically made it hard for us, you know. And I don't look how, like, she's just like, why is he
yeah.
so angry? Like,
God damn it.
please, sir, you're hurting me. And he goes, then walk.
So, and is there an ending to this story, or
So this was the video. I think it was back in July.
what is it called for people that want to search it? Nurse arrested for what is it? Simply doing
Yeah,
her
it's
job.
Utah
That's
nurse.
one of them. Yeah, Utah nurse. I mean, she's been on
there we
shows
go.
and
She's
like,
been
Well, yeah, it's probably a
Nightly news.
lawsuit.
Mm-hmm.
So she's not permanently in jail then. I'm sure it got overturned
nope.
quickly.
Oh, very quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so now the most recent news that I saw today was he was demoted from rank, which does matter. I know it seems like it should be more, but that means a pay decrease.
Yeah.
You know, these guys work their careers to build up. You have to test to make a different rank, just like the fire department. Yep. Oh, so he was a Utah detective.
Oh, that's pretty high up, isn't it?
A detective, absolutely.
Yeah.
That it's its own rank. And being a detective, typically, you know, you're not a uniformed guy as much. And you know, it's
Right.
it's a different thing. You're not a beat cop anymore.
Right.
So it's a pretty prestigious rank, and then to get demoted like that definitely matters. I don't know, man. People are tired of it.
We keep hearing
Yep.
about
People have had enough, man.
Not above
Yeah.
the law.
No.
the world is stressed out.
Yeah, and look, I am very.
Part of
so
the reason I
sup-
don't watch TV anymore.
Well, I'm a huge. I support it. I mean, I'm not an idiot. You know, if something goes wrong, I'm the first one to call the cops.
Exactly,
I
yeah.
support law enforcement. I support the fire department. I come from that. A lot of my family's from that. I get it, but like, people are tired of guys like this just thinking that they're above the law and they can
Yeah.
shove fucking nurses around.
It's shitty.
It is shitty, but at least something was done about it for once. All right, well, there's that one. What else? What else? Oh, well, I saw Blade Runner over the
Oh,
weekend.
man.
Have you seen it yet, Drew?
No, I haven't.
Dude, the new Blade Runner is so
Looks dope as fuck.
fucking good. Oh my god. And Ridley Scott did it, and like the whole thing is just perfect. It's long too, man. Me and Ashley saw it in a really badass theater called the Arc Light Theater in Santa Monica. Kind of like Cinetopia up here. Kind of a fancier whatever theater. But the screen was giant. Like the biggest screen I'd ever seen. That was really fun. Ashley saw some cast member from Harry Potter there in the bathroom. She said she'd farted. That was pretty cool. Yeah. So that was dope. I highly recommend people see that. Then there's a little something I want to say, guys. So all this news with like the sad news, the shooting, the fucking horrible shit in Vegas,
Seems
the
like
hurricanes.
seems like every time we have a podcast, somebody dies.
Yeah, there's been a lot of bad stuff, and news as a whole can be pretty sad, you know, and the bad news always sells. And so I want to encourage people to remember that it is a good world out there, and everyone's kind. Not everyone, but the majority of people I know and deal with are kind, and everyone wants the same thing. Yeah, I saw this really cool thing from Ellen. Did a little intro to her show the other day on the Ellen Show. Mm-hmm. She came out and it was like right after the massacre in Vegas had happened, and she just did this little quick speech about, you know, she's like, look, I've been doing this show for, you know, this many years, however long it's been, and over this amount of time, we've met some of the kindest and most beautiful people ever. Like, you know, people who donate their time and money to their local elementary school in the Bronx, or like,
Yeah, but those
just
aren't
amazing people.
Those aren't headlines, unfortunately.
Right,
in
and
this
so
day
she
age.
put together this reel, like a video compilation of all the rad people over the years that they've dealt with, and it was fucking rad. I highly encourage people to watch it. And
Yeah.
and so I watched that today, and then I was like, fuck, I want to read good news, and so I typed in good news, and there's a website called goodnewsnetwork.org.
I've never heard of it, and I should have.
It's fucking great, man. It's news, but it's all good, positive news.
Yeah, well, I mean, it drives me nuts personally, and this is just my opinion, obviously, but I mean, like, you hear a lot of people that are like, we need to change the world for the better, and then they just keep preaching more negativity. It's
Right.
like, you know, there's a lot of negative shit going on, but like, it starts with you.
It's
you know?
overwhelmingly positive.
Yeah,
though.
start doing positive things instead of complaining and arguing about the way the world is. The world's always not going to be ideal. You know what I mean? Like,
No, it's not. And like,
start doing good things. Start looking up good news like you did. Start, start being positive.
yes.
You know, because I mean, that's the main reason I don't watch TV anymore. Because anytime I turn it on, I get an anxiety attack. I go out to my parents to visit, and you know they're always watching the news. It's how they've always been, and you know I have a panic attack every time I go out there. There's so much negativity
it's
everywhere.
rough, man. And again, that's the stuff that sells.
I know, and it's unfortunate, but
is.
I didn't realize, because I took a hiatus from TV and the media for so long, I didn't realize just how normal that was. Everyday life, just being barraged with negativity.
Right. Right. If you
It's
don't watch the
insane.
news, it's overwhelming.
Yeah, it's insane.
I mean, look, it does. I'm not implying that you should just put on the horse blinders and pretend that negative doesn't exist.
Well, no, you got to stay informed.
You got to stay informed, but stay reasonable. And remember that dark doesn't exist without light, and light doesn't exist without
And
dark.
remember, just
Yin
because you
and
read
yang.
it or see it online doesn't make it true.
That too. That's right. And there's a lot of truths. I mean,
I
that
don't
whole-
care how big the news media outlet is.
Dude, there's so much misreporting on all of these big things that have happened.
Oh yeah.
The Vegas shooting and all that. I mean, whatever. But
And, yeah, it's not just a recent thing. I remember in high school there was a protest out in Woodburn, and all over the media they were talking about how it's like a protest to basically make illegal immigration legal, and they spun it in this way that made it seem like it was a bunch of like lazy, you know,
Right.
like redneck people getting together, blah blah blah, kind of like how they make all these rump trolleys look. But in reality, like when you go to Woodburn, you see what was happening. They were actually protesting to make immigration a little more logical.
yeah.
But the media spun it, you know, of course, in a way that was negative.
Right, right. No, it happens all the time, and there's
Yeah.
such a thing as confirmation bias.
Yep.
And so if you attribute, you know, if you identify as a left-wing liberal type person, then you are going to go out and, whether you know it or not, you're searching for something that fits within your
Right.
your viewpoint.
People are going to believe what they want to believe.
If you're right-wing and conservative, you're going to
there's
go
like
to
a
Fox. You're
algorithm
gonna-
like on Twitter, and we're just give
Yeah.
you like like-minded news.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's kinda-
They
it's
do
all
it on
insulated.
purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the
And
way,
it's to divide us, and when they divide, they can conquer.
Sam Smith lost a lot of weight looking at that picture.
Holy shit.
Yeah, he looks completely different. Anyway, side note.
Yeah. So anyway, that was kind of my little end of the show rant. Just want people to be. It's not just be positive. It's to, you know, karma is a good thing. Gary Vaynerchuk always talks about karma being a good return on investment. It's a good ROI. The ROI on karma pays off. You know, if I treat people well, it does come back to me.
That's how you change the world.
Yes.
You don't change the world by complaining about it.
Sure as fuck don't. I don't know, man. Like, put it out there and it will come back. Work hard. I hope everyone's out there pursuing their dreams. And
Well, it segues back to the beginning of the podcast.
Yeah.
Why does LA so cool? Because everybody is just so cool. And they're there to help, and they're there to, you know, like, you're ambitious, I'm ambitious. We share a common goal. Let's
that
work
part
together.
of LA, yes. I mean,
Yeah,
there's
that
some
part of it,
horrific
yeah.
parts too. But absolutely.
Well, back to what we were
I
talking
know
about.
what you meant. Yeah, I gotcha. Absolutely. I mean, I don't know, man. It's a interesting world, and there's so many people. I mean, Jesus, how do we expect that
Yeah.
bad won't happen? There's over 300 million people in this country alone.
Was it 7 billion or 8 billion on the
7
planet?
people, yeah,
Yeah.
that's a lot of people, my man.
Yep. And unfortunately, we hear mostly about the negative things, but I guarantee you there's more good things happening. People are good in nature. At least that's what I like to think anyway.
Andrew, what do you got on the clock there?
We are at 2 hours. Just
Perfect.
about.
Cool, man. Well, we can wrap this motherfucker up.
Take it home.
Yeah, this was a good one, fellas. Next week, I'm not sure who we're gonna have on. There's a couple options. Whoever it is, it will be good and interesting and good for your brain. Yeah, as a reminder, this is what we do. We're out here to work with people, like-minded, interesting folks that want to make good music. And if you're out there and you're in a band, or you know someone that's in a band, or you're a producer, or you're involved, check us out.
Or somebody just creative in general.
Just creative in general.
I always like to meet good, cool
Absolutely.
people.
Drop us a line. If you're making a movie, you're a script writer, whatever. I mean,
Or if you
doesn't
have
to
hopes
be
and
music.
dreams like Alan, become a graphic
Exactly.
designer.
Yeah, he was a great guest, wasn't he?
We're all people trying to do things we enjoy.
Absolutely.
Hug one another.
Yeah, exactly. All right, guys. We'll catch you on the next one.
Hopefully, I'll work on that glow in the dark piss.
Yeah, we'll do that. Thanks, guys. Peace. Adios.